Welcome back to the Blank Sensei Society. We are back at it again, episode number 31, and we have a lot to potentially talk about. We will talk about Jujutsu Kaisen and the crazy plot twist that took place. We'll talk about the potentially villains that are justified in anime, and of course, we're gonna do a little tournament bracket as well. So there's a lot to talk about, but per usual, shout out our members. Shout out, obviously, Creative Bobby, Jaden, Solo Boss, Sasia Valley, Dan Young. Appreciate all of y'all becoming members, supporting the channel. Of course, if you don't know how, make sure you guys become a membership on the channel. You guys can join the Shikai tier, get your shout outs, join our events, and be obviously priority replies, of course. And if you guys want to, you can always recommend some stuff with us with our banner. We have some donation goals you guys can abide by. But with that said, how y'all doing? How y'all guys doing?
Doing good, man. I've been waiting for J-Rob so we can talk about this topic me and Lonnie been banning about for a while.
I'm here. Let's talk about it.
No, but first off, because Random was supposed to do something this week. Technically, he was supposed to do it last week. So
last week was Amazon's fault. This week was my fault.
Okay.
I'm not wearing it. I was supposed to wear the maid outfit today.
I just feel, chat, that
I respect that. I respect that shit. Yeah, Random, do not wear that shit. Stand your ground, bruh. Do not let them emasculate you like this, bruh.
It's not masculine. Hey.
Why don't you want to wear the maid outfit, Random?
That shit too small. That shit ain't working for me. I'm not letting Cat Williams down.
Is that the only reason?
I'll send her money back.
I stand with that, brother. I stand with that, brother.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
I
have a question. Theoretically speaking, assuming that it fitted perfectly, would you wear it?
Yeah, because she paid the money. But
she did give us $100. Oh, J-Rob, you weren't there.
I went to.
Well, hold on. Let's give J-Rob some context. Were you there when a $100 donation got sent to us for Random to wear maid outfit?
Yes.
Oh, you were there? Okay. All right. Just we're all caught up in the same page, man.
So that thing tight on you, huh, Random? It's form fitting.
Nah, my shoulder's too broad. No homo. No diddy.
Shoulders too
we can't
broad.
say that. Yeah, we can't say no.
Regardless, though, like we're men of our word, so I feel like we might have to do like a small little punishment. So we'll throw some things out there for the community. They can vote on it, and then we'll go from there.
Oh, that's a great idea. What do you want Random's punishment to be if he doesn't wear the maid outfit? Let us know. Right now.
Man, we wear it, bro.
Place.
If it fit, you would have worn it.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Nah.
We'll figure something out.
It wasn't even like funny small, J-Rob. It was too small. It was way too small.
Yo, this is hilarious, bro.
A few things to kind of ask about. Like I said, we have donation goals and we are recommended some stuff that they want us to talk about. One of the things that I won't talk about now, but I'm about 12 episodes into Fate Apocrypha, so I'll talk about that next episode. And I think it's better than I thought it would be. I'm not gonna lie, it's better than I thought it would be. But the other thing is Breaker. J-Rob, did you end up reading Breaker?
No.
J-Rob also deserves a punishment. Let us know in the chat why J-Rob.
I watched the beginning of it. I'm gonna be honest. I did read the beginning of it, but that is why moving me like that. So
I read the one I was nominated for.
I personally just couldn't get through it. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
This is other stuff that I'm reading too, and it's just like if it's not interesting, well, I'm like I gotta get through the pages. I'm not gonna read it, bro. It's hard. I got ADHD.
I'll say this for me. I did read it, and then Lonnie can go into the stuff he read. I did read it. I also was told to read Breaker. I read it. I actually like Breaker. I thought it was good. I think obviously it's a more older style. It's more traditional type style. Some of the names are really long. But once the action started picking up, I think what really almost not turned me off, but really almost made me hate the main character is kind of how he was a wimp, like right from jump. Like he even said that he was about to turn on his girl. And then the moment he actually flipped and became a badass, that's character development. Like that is growth. When you go like, nah, I'm not going to do that. He let himself get beat up for weeks until he was taught martial arts. And now he's a dog. So, hey man, that's motion. That's aura. That's what I like to see. action is good. Characters started growing on me for sure, and then the different martial art techniques are always interesting to see in the martial arts series. So I like Breaker. I thought it was good. I find it around the same levels like Kenichi and the Mightiest Disciple. I think they're about the same. I like those. Solid series, solid series. But Lonnie, what did you got?
Oh, I also gotta say, Breaker. The way I wait, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, because my mic's just acting weird. Breaker's like one of my favorite fighting series. I actually like accidentally read the sequel first, and then I went back and read the original. But the sequel, New Waves, that shit hits. That shit hits so hard. But I was nominated to read. I always forget the name. Distant Sky. Basically, it's like apocalyptic type world. Well, apocalyptic type setting. Like just think of Korea. Then one day, lava just starts pouring out of nowhere. The main character, for some reason, which we don't know yet, like he was like unconscious for 2 months. But like basically the whole sky was blacked out. People started being cannibals. Everything's destroyed. Everything's just going sideways. He's trying to like find it. Like think of like the beginning of Walking Dead. Like he's just trying to like find his place. He's like, yo, what the hell's going on? Everything's pitch black. All these like cannibalistic bugs, these creepy people, these people hanging themselves. It's a really dark webtoon. But I like that stuff. It was pretty good. He keeps on like somewhat dying and then coming back, and he doesn't know why, and everyone else is like, yo, what the hell's happening with him? Government's killing civilians, all types of crazy shit going on. And yeah, I definitely check it out if you're into dark, fucked up series. So I give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
I'm probably there with the Breaker, 7.5. I think that's and I use rankings the right way. 5 is average, not 5 is not bad. So 7.5 is good, man. I hate when people do that. Oh, 7, everything's a 7, bro. I hate that stuff, man. Stand on 10 toes, right? But with that said, I guess let's dive right into what we got to dive into. Let's dive into agenda hour. It's time for our agendas. I think first things first has to be what we think about that JJK Kaisen chapter.
I wanted to ask you because me, Lonnie, and Santo talked about it. Is it really a plot twist, or is it just like when we're talking plot twist, we're talking something that generally I don't know,
shocks you?
Yeah, like I'm thinking when Charlotte pushed.
I didn't shock you.
Shocked me.
I mean,
yeah. What, YouTube going inside of Gojo?
I say plot twist because we were led to believe it was Gojo, but it actually was you. That's a plot twist.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm kind of, because I was with Miles on the Miles. Remember we talked about it, and I was like, I'm kind of more like where you're at. Like you probably just seeing ghosts, like he getting punched in his face. Because remember I was talking about, I'm like, yo, he getting Black Flash to Doom right now.
Yeah, he
really just seeing ghosts getting cooked right now. So I thought it was a good plot twist too, honestly.
So Kuna said it best.
Like 15 Black Flashes, man. He just spamming them things.
I thought he was just, about to see death. Like,
so Kuna said it best. We underestimated Yuta. I didn't think he would.
Y'all underestimated Yuta.
Okay, sure. But that's a pretty far length to go. That's far. I didn't think he would push it there.
Even me and even Lonnie, because we're both talking about it a little bit before everything. We had all that conversation. Even me, I'm like, I always thought Yuta was him. I didn't see this coming. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see this coming.
It wasn't surprising though. Like if you notice Yuta's character, like he's always willing, like he's anxious to like go above and beyond for people. Like you see it in like little spurts, not like in this type of situation, but he's always like, oh, I'll be the one. Oh, I'll be the one for this. Like he's always willing to like go to the extremes for people and do the most extreme situations. So, and he's a twisted person. Like I think Gojo and other people said, like, yo, his curse energy is a lot more. Like they first they feel like it's Gojo, but then like, oh, it's a lot more twisted. He's messed up in the head for like his name means anxiety. He's messed up in the head. So like I didn't see it coming. I thought it was Gojo. I thought I was gonna be able to prove Tai and Miles completely wrong and rub in their faces. But hey, it was, at the same time, I feel it's like, yo, like I get proven wrong, but still win because Yuta's my favorite character. So it's like this one time I thought like a girl was like mad at me about to like rob me or some shit, and then it ended up being one of the best nights of my life. So it's like, yo, I was wrong, but at the end of the day, it worked out. So
what was that? What the fuck was that?
You never been to Miami?
That's a crazy quotable. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, quote that right there. What Lottie just said, bro.
You never been to Miami, random.
That's all. I don't need to go to that part of Miami.
I can show you around.
I'm good, bro. I don't need to get the anxiety of me getting robbed is too much.
Hey, it just makes it a lot more fulfilling. No, but I agree with what Ty was saying earlier. Like, he's probably gonna die again because
he's cooked.
I don't see how I was living with. At the same time with Sukuna, yeah, he was getting black flashed, but we also saw like, remember in season 1 when he ripped his own heart out, or Yuji's heart out, and he was just chilling and laughing. So people saying like, oh, Sukuna's heart is getting like hurt by Yuji. I'm like, that doesn't really matter because we've seen him rip his own heart out and talk shit. So like, I didn't think like he was that damaged where he's like seeing ghosts, but it makes sense.
I actually think Yuta might live. Not gonna lie.
As Gojo though?
So I was talking to one of my friends about this, and there was a fourth curse technique Kenjaku had that we don't know about. I think that might come into play when he was fighting Yuki. There was like, here's a fourth curse technique we don't know about. That could be interesting. Like, I don't know. I always felt like the main 4 of Jujutsu High's forces are gonna live, and I still feel that way.
So then Yuji's gonna die.
You said main 4 or main 4?
Yeah, like just Yuji, Hikari, Maki, and Yuta. I just believe that those 4 live.
Oh, and for the ladies in the chat, I just have a question because I was talking to my girl about it. If Yuta's stuck in Gojo's body, does he still get with Maki? Is Maki really complaining? Because the way y'all talk about Gojo, I just feel like she's just gonna get over it.
That would be too weird, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That is the
love of my life is stuck in like this 6'2", white-haired, rich nigga's body. Oh God! Oh no! Like,
oh no!
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I think that's the last that's gonna happen. I ain't gonna lie. That'd be disturbing if he continued to live in Gojo's body. I would hate that actually.
Yeah,
I would too.
You can't.
It would be weird.
They already messed up in the head. Ty, Maki killed her whole family. You think she cares?
Yeah,
that'd be interesting though.
But she doesn't. Well, her family hates her.
Weird, though.
Her family hates her. Of course, she killed them. Like they literally hate her.
Yeah,
that's different than Yuta. Her family, she actually has a connection with, living in another dude's body that she knows he didn't want to do that. That's just weird.
2024, Ty. Love is love.
I was thinking the more so.
That's not.
That's your sensei, and then like, nah, man. This is like, it's not.
That's weird.
It's just weird, bro.
Weird,
I think she'll see past it. I think she can get past it. I believe in you, Maki.
I hope Gege doesn't even make that an option. I'll be looking at him a little sideways.
Do you think it's possible? So something that I just thought of it right now. So let's say it doesn't seem like as of right now, but maybe they could figure it out. Yuta's body will be recoverable. He won't be able to go back to his own body. So then the alternative, based on what they said, is he stays in Gojo's body forever. So that's potentially possible. But what if there's a third option where he gets a new body? And you know what I've seen a lot in terms of like these reincarnation type things, not like Madara. What I'm thinking, like, say that again.
Like a Mechamaru vibe.
No, I don't want to give him a mech body. I'm thinking like, you know how there's an anime trope where the guy gets reborn as like a baby. What if something like that happens in terms of Yuta?
I don't want to see that either.
He gets some type of tech. I'm going off the wall because as of right now, there's no precedent of Yuta surviving. So something new. What maybe it's the technique that Ty was referring to. Something new has to take place for him to live. And him getting a new body and getting reborn is just something that popped in my head. So what would y'all think if that happened?
I don't see that happening. I think it's either gonna be Gojo's body, his body, or dead. I think it's just gonna be one of those.
I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be. I think that the likelihood of things happening is him living in his own body, him dying, or him staying in Gojo's, bro. If he stay in Gojo's body, that'd just be so weird. That'd be so strange.
Facts.
But he also said that like, oh, someone has to be the monster. So would he want to go back? Because if he gets to keep his powers and Gojo's powers, he's the top dog in terms against all the other curse. Like no one, low key, no one has to work. Low key, no one has to work again because he got it.
All the reason I don't think because his cursing he's gonna wear out in 5 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, he says in 5 minutes he can't use the technique, so that like something has to give. Something has to give. We just don't know what it is as of right now. But I mean, to kind of pose the question, also great for a clip. At this point, from what we've seen, I think we all generally consider it a plot twist. Where would you rank the Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 261 plot twist, not only in all of anime, but also within the Jujutsu Kaisen universe in general?
I think it's up there with the Kenjaku twist that we like us not knowing, but us realize it wasn't ghetto. I think it's up there with that one. I think those are probably two biggest plot twists. Ironically, they're connected. Probably those two. I think it's the best one in JJK.
I think it's the best one in JJK. I think it's definitely like maybe top 3. I'll be honest, and it wasn't an ass pull. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like something that wasn't plausible. It wasn't like Gege took us, on a run with some nonsense that didn't make no sense. Like everything was plausible, and I thought it was perfectly executed, honestly. Because I truly thought like he just seeing his former fight without a question. So
wait, did y'all notice all the hints that led up to that plot twist? Like
I saw hints, but like other people, I thought it was for Gojo to come back.
No, it just, I mean, like little hints, like for example, remember when Sukuna, remember Ui first grabbed Higuruma? He literally says, "Oh, that's probably where Gojo's body went." So that's lets us know that Ui took Gojo's body for the plan.
Oh yeah, that.
And then things like when Yuta was about to go out to help Gojo, Maki was like, "No, you're our insurance." She was referring to this plan. Things like that, or just Yuta's ratchets overall, or even when Hikaru was talking to Urame, he was like, "Yeah, Urame said that you guys aren't going to make these sacrifices," and then he referenced Yuta, said, "Yeah, I knew a guy I know referenced becoming a monster," which was a conversation they had. Like I'm like, wow, like a lot of the interactions and a lot of the expressions make so much more sense now. I think that's fire. Yeah, he cooked. Yeah, he cooked with that.
So when I think of like in terms of like the overall anime community, like plot twists I think are bigger would be Eren knowing everything and planning everything, including like the killing of his mom and all that stuff.
Facts.
Itachi doing what he did for like the reasons why he did. That would probably be another big plot twist. You might not like it, J-Rob, but it's a plot twist. Like why he killed his whole family, like, and it was to save Sasuke in a sense. Like that's another plot twist. I think someone said like Gin turning on Aizen. That
I probably have
I think the JJK one's probably bigger than that one. But
I think the one in Tower of God when Charlotte pushes Bon off the
facts.
Rachel.
Facts. So I never read it either at the time.
Yeah,
I never read it. So
I legitimately could not believe that.
Yeah,
like that may be in terms of anime in general. That may be in terms of I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I just couldn't believe it. And that one was up there like at the point because I wish I knew Riddell at that point because I would have called him. I was like, I need you to explain this to me immediately. I was so hot. I haven't been that hot about a plot twist since the Red Wedding, and I was like late to Game of Thrones. So when I saw that threw me off.
That Red Wedding was still
that's
to this day.
I think that's the greatest plot twist in I think that's the greatest plot twist in media.
I still have to see Game of Thrones.
I might agree with that one.
Yeah, that might be the greatest plot twist in media history right there.
Because I couldn't even watch it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that threw me off. Like what? What?
Like, I was Rob Star till I die, bro.
It got bad. It got bad.
My God, I think a great twist is
I agree with that, Random, for sure. No question.
Another great one is the reveal of Emu in One Piece. Like we thought that all the higher ups were all equal, like as far as like the 20 kingdoms, but then we found there's somebody that's up there. I think that's a great Emu reveal was a great plot.
That was good.
I was good. Like if there's a One Piece one that like would rival this, but yeah, the Emu one works.
Yeah, the Emu one is good.
How about Dobby's? It was with Dobby's reveal as Endeavor's son be a plot twist.
It was a good plot twist where
but that was predictable.
We kind of suspected it.
That was a predictable plot twist. Like it was good narrative wise, but like we all knew Dobby was
But I still think that makes it I still think it's the dramatic irony of it makes it a great plot twist still. Because
no, I still think it's good for sure.
I would put it up there with ones that we didn't expect as much, just because we were anticipating how Endeavor and Torque would react to him. Like that, I think it's a good example of knowing it's coming, but then when it happened, it's like that was fire. That's what I think. But
Santo said biggest plot twist in BSS is Samurai Jack making it far in the swordsman tournament.
Yeah.
He's a nasty swordsman. What you want us to do?
Hey man, respect Samurai Jack. I was thinking season 1 plot twist too, because you mentioned Tower of God, and I was thinking Promised Neverland. Right from the beginning.
Oh, chapter 1, that was chapter 1 plot twist.
That was
excited. I'm like, damn.
You know, so crazy. I remember my friend. I remember I was reading that manga. I was like a sophomore in college, bro. He literally said, "Yo, read this manga." I'm reading it. I'm like, this like it felt like just like a kid manga. And I was like, what the hell? We got to the house, like, wait, they on a farm? I was thrown off, bro. I was so thrown off. I was like, wow, that was crazy.
Hey man, but I think that those are some good choices. I agree. Overall, like this chapter was extremely good. We're on a week break, right? For next chapter.
For everything, pretty much.
For everything.
You need some rest after that. Because imagine that break happens right before we learn that Yuta is Gojo. People are hot for 2 weeks trying to figure out what the hell's going on. That's good work. That's great customer service right there.
So do we expect Yuta? What do we expect Yuta to do in this fight? Like, what's the expectation?
Just stop the domain expansion. That's it.
We don't truly know how powerful he is.
I'm being honest with you, because I think that Yuji will still be the one that like fully. Yeah, I think Yuji will still the one that fully kills him, but I think that Yuta, like, we know that Sukuna's against domain expansion. You need someone to counter that. So you just want to just take away Sukuna's domain expansion, then the playing field will be back in the hero's favor. I genuinely don't think he's gonna kill him. I don't.
Will Yuji get the final blow?
It's not a question. Bro.
I think Yuji will get the final blow. I mean, that's his ability to affect Sukuna's soul. Like, he will get the final blow.
Why are you pushing this narrative?
You so biased towards your favorites, bro.
Bro,
Ty isn't even like that with Hit for One.
Ty
isn't even like that with Bakugo and All for One.
Because you're right. I said, you know what?
He want his guys to have that A1 Bakugo treatment.
It's not gonna happen.
But the thing about it is,
people don't get that, bro.
But the thing about it is, I just said Bakugo gonna have a little assist and they're gonna finish it. That's what I said. I kept it real, and that's what happened.
Riddell legitimately like, I want Yuta to push Itadori out the way so he can get the final kill. That's what Riddell wants.
Yuji will get the final blow. I'm getting attacked for no reason. I'm not
gonna deserve it.
You're about to say but and then go on some tangent about Yuta, bro.
Okay, but you don't know what I'm about to say.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. I have a question for you.
We're familiar with your game, bro. We're familiar with your game.
Getting the final blow? Is getting the final blow?
No. Austin will get the final blow. I'm honest right now. Yuji will get the final blow. Similar to in their first confrontation between Yuta and Yuji and versus Sukuna. What I said there too is that Yuji was going to get the final blow, but Yuta is going to open it up for Yuji to get the final blow, and I think that's what's going to happen right now. Where he's going to press Sukuna to the point where he opens it up, and I think Toto will help too because Toto is right there. And then Yuji will get the final blow. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's throwing the alley oop, and Yuji just got to finish. You know what I'm saying? He's got to dunk it.
But like the opening up. The opening up is just him getting rid of the opening up is him getting rid of the domain expansion.
You don't think there's more combat after? Because like,
well, I don't know, but I'm saying at the lowest he's going to get rid of domain expansion. That's what I think. I don't think that in that body he could really do anything else to affect Sukuna.
I mean. We'll see for sure. You know what I'm saying? I do have another question for you all, of course. So this is in regards to One Piece. So I actually proposed this question by like out of randomly. We could talk about the chapter too, but after kind of alluding to Joy Boy and what's going on in like what back then, there's a war, and I think Oda's doing a good job for Vegapunk in explaining everything. He's being pretty vague in terms of what's the morally correct side the entire time he explains it. He constantly says, I'm not picking a side and all that stuff, making the conflict back then seemed more than what we think.
Cordell, are you going back to your take from a few weeks ago?
What was my take?
That the world government weren't completely bad.
No, I just said, is it possible? I don't know. I still stand by that, but that's not what I'm asking. My question is,
watching you, bro.
You can.
He wants to justify Madara so bad.
Talking about
you talking about Lonnie? Oh,
yeah, he's looking. He's looking for the probe, bro. J-Rock. Last week he tried to justify Doflamingo. Then it was Aaron.
I did not try
and
to
then it was Madara. And we knocked them all down.
That's horrible. You can't even justify him. That's horrible.
I mean, when you were rooting, you were like, you said that Sukuna's Rampage Tsuchibuya inspired you. I don't know what that meant.
Hey,
that's wild.
That's inspired you.
That's different. I said it was inspiring, not that inspired me.
Inspiring
to who? You.
I said it was beautiful. I said it was beautiful.
Beautiful.
He was living in his truth. Okay, that's something we all wish we can do. We all wish we could just live in our truth.
He was living in his truth.
And guess what? When the consequences happened, what did he do? He went back inside Yuji's body like a
what
bitch.
Consequences? What consequences were there?
Like a bitch.
He had to take a nap.
But to ask my question, we'll get to the villain stuff. Don't worry, we'll get there. My question is: we seen Joy Boy get in a war with the world government and technically not succeed. So I'm gonna use the word failure. So we've seen Joy Boy go against the world government and fail. We've seen Roger go up against the world government and fail. How do we think Luffy will succeed where Roger and Joy Boy failed against the world government?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought of the question randomly. I'm like,
say it again.
That's a good question.
So how do you think Luffy will succeed where Roger and Joy Boy failed in terms of going up against the world government?
Y'all think Roger? I don't think Roger failed because Roger.
He was early.
Yeah, I don't think Roger
that's what I was
failed.
about to allude to. I think there's like a parameter of conditions that need to be met. Like there's certain requirements that need to be met in a certain period of time. I just think Luffy's gonna be in time to fulfill those exact requirements. Like I would think it's in the terms of the story, it's gonna be something like massive and grand, of course, but I don't think it's gonna be anything other than that. He's just right place, right time, right fruit, right will. Everything just aligns itself. Right crew.
You know what could be the case? So we know that Roger's journey was very similar to Luffy's. Like they went to basically the same areas. I think that what may be like the slight difference is maybe how Luffy's beliefs interactions are a little bit different. So like for example, I don't think that Roger and Garp's relationship is a one-to-one to Luffy and Kobe's. I feel like Luffy and Kobe's can be more aligned with each other than Roger and Garp were. So that's like, even though they had technically the same journey, that subtle difference could play more into Luffy's hands than a Roger, for example. So I think that it might be that they have the similar journey, but some of Luffy's connections are stronger. That's what I think. So that might be where I think he could succeed or fail. Because I doubt that, especially probably during Joy Boy's time, he probably didn't have anyone connected to the government like Kobe or Garp. So that could be something. It could be something like that, probably.
Mm-hmm. I think another aspect is just information, like the information that like Roger and Joy Boy have probably accumulated over time is now going to be eventually passed on to Luffy. So he's going to be more prepared and in a better situation than they were. And we also know that like when he was like in the mermaid area, whatever, like that psychic, it said that he was going to like tear down the red line or something like that. So that might be like there might be a weapon in there. Like there has to be a reason. Like he's not just gonna tear down the red line just to do it. Like there might be like a weapon or item that's gonna be needed that can like turn things over and stuff like that. So I feel like there's probably a purpose there. And yeah, I feel like maybe with the allies that he has, because he has like his own little mini army when you think about it, then like he can like help turn over the Navy side. Like they're gonna have more allies than not.
So I like what y'all are saying. I agree to a lot of the sentiments. So I was thinking when it comes down to Luffy, because a lot of things you guys are saying technically also probably applied to, at the very least, Roger. Joy Boy is still very much an unknown, but Roger met basically the same people Luffy met and created his own crazy army of pirates as well. But I think the key thing for Luffy has to be a specific type of alliance. And I think it could either be Shanks, because it seems like Shanks is doing something that even we don't really know what's going on with him, but he's pulling a lot of strings and trying to get a specific thing done. So we don't know what exactly Shank's aim, but he could be the key contributor, or just someone in the world government in general. Someone has to betray the rest of the people. And it could be the military, or it could be maybe Vivi finds something out. Shirahoshi, obviously, he's connected to her as well. But I think it could either be like Shanks or someone in the world government kind of changing their tune. But it could be the military as well. So I think those are big for sure. Anybody else? Any ideas?
No, I was just gonna ask Miles and Ty what they thought of the chapter. I don't know if you read it, J-Rob.
Go ahead, Miles.
Oh, the latest One Piece chapter.
I really enjoyed it. I felt like Oda was dragging his feet a little bit for the longest, but now as we're getting more and more information, I feel like the world has just doubled in size with the amount of new information we have. Like the avenues that we can explore, whether that water is gonna, just completely vanish. It's just so weird to be in the final saga, and I feel like while I'm getting answers, I just have 50 more questions to go after it.
Yeah.
I rate this chapter pretty highly. I'm probably gonna give it like a 9 out of 10. Because we're starting to get like into the meat and potatoes of it. I don't know who is like caught up with like summaries and spoilers. It does look like this message is gonna get cut off soon, so I'm gonna preemptively kind of say that I am happy that
Oh, I did not finish the chapter.
Oda gave us just enough.
I'm
Oda
about to-
gave us just
Damn.
enough, and he's gonna allow us to still keep the mystique of like what the Void Century is. But W's, he spoon fed us but gave us a lot. I'm happy.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Oda's mysteries got aura.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Aura, bro. But I
So
was,
is this the all blue? This is the idea of the all blue, though. If the world is sinking into itself, is this what Sanji's been looking for as a kid? Is it all connected? Is this shit all connected? Is it? I mean, could the all blue be the world sinking into
It
itself?
doesn't make sense that there's land below. Why didn't the fishman see it? It doesn't make sense. The best way I can explain it is the fishmen are in their own isolated island. We don't know if they were maybe oppressed in the past and maybe not wiped, but culled to the point where that history may be gone. We've seen the government be able to wipe out history on a wide scale. I don't see why Fishman Island would be excluded from that.
Yeah, and there's obviously one, we know the ocean is huge, especially the One Piece ocean. It's gigantic, and there's different depths of the ocean. The fishermen probably, I would argue, they don't live on the lowest of the low. I mean, at that point, the pressure down there will be too dense. I mean, if you want to go into science, so it could just be lower than the level of the fishmen, and that just could be the explanation.
And not even just that, information just lost over time. That was almost 1,000.
That's what I say.
It's like 1,000 years. Like there's no way that all the information 1,000 years from now is going to be recorded from today. Like information will be lost, and it makes more sense to me that the people underwater didn't notice the world sinking. They're underwater,
Right.
like they're underwater. Like they're not affected. If the sea rise, that don't affect them. Now the person whose house is sinking, they're like, oh shit, they're gonna die for it. But and then also like Riddell said that's the world is so massive that they're just in one section of the world. So
I was going to add one last thing. We've also seen how they've interacted with other alt races. King's race is extinct. Kuma's race is near extinct. It's not unprecedented for them to fuck with these races for whatever case may be. We all know they have some knowledge of at least a god that existed in the past. I don't see why they can't alter history and move things around.
We see things in our world be altered in real time. Like we'll see something that happened, like things happened like 5 years ago. People will tell it on media as something else, and we'll believe it. Like that's 1,000 years ago, pretty much. Like nah.
Drink. I don't know, but they're alluding to the ancient weapons. Like I said, these spoilers give us the confirmation of the last one and how it works. But yeah, it's looking like the ancient weapons in some capacity are what are able to sink the world over and over again.
Yeah, but so I'm trying to figure out. So
it's the earthquakes.
So
Earthquakes.
we basically, I think the earthquakes could be huge. We basically confirmed, right, that in the past this happened before.
Yeah,
that's why you're right. So we brought that up continuously that this happened before in the past. My thing is like, what rationale could be to make this happen in the past? because Joy Boy, it seemed like, well, the world government.
Why are you talking about the world
I'm
sinking?
trying to think of like why they're making it seem like it might have been the world government that did it. Like, why did they basically sink the entire civilization?
I think they sunk it because they were probably about to overthrown. That's what I would. That's the only explanation. Like
Oh,
Joy
about
Boy,
power.
yeah, Joy Boy was probably galvanizing people the way that Luffy was, and they were probably about to have a massive revolt. And they said, "Nah, we're gonna use Angel, we're gonna sink the world and erase history." And that's probably why they don't want people to know about that, because I think that the One Piece and all this other stuff is like the key to taking down the government. Like if you find the One Piece, like remember when Whitebeard was at Marineford, he said the person that finds One Piece, the world gonna turn upside down.
Right.
So that means that the One Piece, and people don't want people to know about it. So that means that the One Piece obviously has information that will change the world. Like we know that Odin wrote down that it has secrets of the 100-year void. It has a secret of the will of D. It has a secret that can literally take down the government. So I think if they find if they sank the world because Joy Boy had that information.
Yeah, I think
I'm reading the chat right now.
Last addendum. I do find it wild how, to add on to Iridel, Oda kind of evened the table. He kind of left it open to it's more of a clashing of ideologies than a who's right or who's wrong.
Mhm.
And the victor basically, victor controls the spoils, so to speak.
that's why I'm so like it
know.
should be like very clear cut that if you guys sink the world because you're losing power, you're the bad guys.
Because
But
Vega's
the fact
very
that
on
he's
the
making
fence.
it ambiguous makes me think like, no way, it's that simple.
He's like, I'm not going to say who's right or who's wrong,
Yeah.
but
I think in the end, Joy Boy would be on the right side of history. I just think that he's trying to keep, like you said, the mystique of it still. Like, yo, what really happened? So that's what I think is going to be, because everything we know of Joy Boy, who freed people and brought smiles. There's no way that this dude was the bad guy, and the whole time the world government that has slaves and murders people cause Buster calls, they're on the right side of history. I don't believe that.
Also, and this is important. This came back to me.
You saw they justified.
My fault, you're up.
I was asking Lonnie, are they justified?
Hey, Doflamingo said it best. Whoever wins is technically the one that's just. That's what he said. I'm just quoting my man.
I kind of feel that. Like, are you mad at the world government for killing the Lunarians? I mean, they could fly, bro.
I mean, if they ops, they ops.
About survival. It's about survival. I mean,
war.
It's a food chain, right?
That actually brings me back to to something I forgot.
You got Lonnie started.
I dead ass forgot I was going to talk about it. So, because I was arguing with Random about Madara thing. By the way, guys, he's trying to argue with me about Madara, but his ass is still in the tuning exams. So he don't know.
I don't know why Random was the
I don't know why he was trying to talk to me about Madara's ideals when he's in the tuning exams. But you know what? It got me a little thinking. It got me doing my research. So I had a question for all y'all. Like, who's really worse, the Akatsuki or the villages?
The villages.
The villages, right? Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
I think a lot of. I'll say this. Listen,
we're getting into that intention conversation. And
no, listen. This is my thing, Miles. I think 1000%. I think governments can create their monsters. Now, their monsters aren't justified for their actions because they're not justified for violence towards innocent people who had no cause and whatever violence or motive that you have that inflicts violence on people who are innocent. But I mean, like, just in Naruto alone, I mean, their government was corrupt as hell, bro.
I'll get to all that. So yeah, the villagers hired the Akatsuki for stuff. You want to say like,
he said not the leaf. What? The leaf was corrupt.
Be very specific.
No, I'm talking about hiring.
I'm talking about all the villagers. I'm gonna go down the list. So
hold on. Be very specific, because when you say villages, we have to keep in mind. Yeah, there's bad people, but there's also a lot of good people in these villages too, and a lot of innocent people in these villages. So, what exactly are you talking about?
Fine, the leaders of these villages. So let's go with the
which leaders.
Hachirama, like, it was a good person. Minato was a good person. Obviously, Naruto, like. Yeah. There are some bad ones, but you have like Tsunade.
Of course, there's good in the villages, but I'm talking about actions. I'm mainly talking about actions. So, like, what are some of the Kashi's actions? They kidnapped Chinchurkis. They kidnapped people. What did the Lightning Village do? Did they try to They attempted to kidnap Hinata. That didn't go well. So, guess what? that got intervened, and then Neji's dad died. Oh, didn't they also try to kidnap Naruto's mom when she was the Jinchuriki? And then Minato had to save him when he was a kid? So I'm just saying. But Zabuza's village. Zabuza's village. How do you become a ninja? Oh yeah, you have to kill your classmates. There's that. So the Earth Village. They hired Akatsuki on multiple occasions. So you want to go with
I guess the problem
you want to go with the
I mean, they turned the Rain Village into a battlefield, bro.
I guess the problem with this is that
bro,
like,
on one land, bro, they turned that shit into the battleground. Some people's
war.
The Sand Village was training Gara by having him kill multiple of their own people.
Nation was the battleground for, not everybody.
That's how war works.
They used them people's land as a playground.
Yo, Ty, go ahead, gang.
And I want to say this right. Here's my problem. Here's my problem, right? Even though you have good and bad villages, like there's a lot of good history, there's a lot of bad history. The Akatsuki are just all bad. Like they're all.
That's what I'm saying. That's bad.
I'm saying in the short run, the Akatsuki are around. If you want to compare the list,
how to say line.
It's not about the deeds done.
I can't obviously can't compare the length of time because obviously the village has been around longer than Akatsuki. Like, duh. I get that. What I'm saying is, if I'm just basing off of it, like relative to the amount of time they're around, they're obviously the most bad because like they're not only are they mass murderers, not only are they like just straight up terrorists, they try to put the entire world under a genjutsu, like they take away the free will of humanity.
I agree. I'm not saying the Akatsuki aren't evil. I'm not saying that at all. Akatsuki are evil, but it's not like we're just gonna sit here and act like, oh, all these villages are just whoop-de-doo.
No one's
like,
saying that.
We're not.
Type bullshit.
Not
Also,
saying
that.
I have a question for you. We named redeeming qualities of villages. For example, Hashirama was a good person. Hashirama, Minato, Naruto. What are the redeeming qualities of the Akatsuki?
All right, so you want to go there because I'll get nasty. Sasori loved his family. Sasori loved his family. You know, Orochimaru wanted to stop. Itachi loved his brother.
What?
You know,
Itachi's the only exception.
You know, Pain. You know, he don't. I'm just being nasty. You know, Pain and Conan, like their backstory. So if you want to bullshit it, we can bullshit. Yo. Hedon.
We're not BSing though.
We're not BSing.
No, I'm just saying because I'm not justifying the Akatsuki at all. I'm just saying that
they're not
villages are also fucked up.
No. Your original question,
yes,
was who was worse, the villages?
So you're trying to
Akatsuki.
When the villages have done literally every single thing that the Akatsuki have done. That when they've done everything, you can list everything that they've done. The villages have literally done on paper everything as well. Plus some, and including things to each other on a daily basis. They're always on the brink of war. Whether you want to go to the movies, whether you want to go to canon, Boruto, they're always doing side shit behind each other's back. They've kidnapped people, they've assassinated people, they've gone to war multiple times. So saying like, oh, the Akatsuki are so bad when literally the villages have done the exact same shit like you plus some, it's bullshit to me.
But they've done good though.
I have a question. This is gonna be a crazy question too. Al Qaeda, they're good.
Yo,
Lonnie, die on this hill, boy.
down your hill, bro.
You have to say
I'm
yes.
mad, Miles.
You're literally
Miles,
saying
I'm mad at you because you just took my question. You just took one of my questions.
Did I?
Yes, you just took one of my questions.
Did I call the Akatsuki good?
Okay, that's fair. Would you say Al Qaeda is worse than America?
Are they worse than America?
You think we're worse than Al Qaeda?
I work for the government, so I'm not answering that question.
Such a nasty hill to die on.
Hold on, real quick.
My hill is just that the villages are also fucked up. So just saying like the term like good guys, like, oh, these are the good guys of the Naruto verse. It's kind of like, really?
Yeah,
so
Naruto's objectively a good guy.
Naruto's a good guy. Yeah, you can say Naruto. Sasuke a good guy?
Gaara's the leader of the Sand Village. He's objectively a good guy.
Now,
like what are we saying?
He's a good guy now.
Yeah,
when he's a leader. As a leader, he's a good guy. You said the leaders. As a leader, he's a good guy.
They got out the bad leaders and put in the good leaders.
Right. Shikamaru is objectively a good leader.
Great leader.
Come on, man.
Come on, Randall. What's your question?
Look, I missed the start of the conversation. Probably Lonnie slandering me because he was probably in the tuning exams. He doesn't know. I don't need to read the final arc to know. Okay, I don't need to read the final arc or the freaking war arc to know that Lonnie is just trying to spread the blame. We know the villagers are bad. The same way we know governments are bad.
So just keep that same energy. That's all I'm saying. Keep that same energy.
Lonnie.
We can't keep
the reason why people talk about Madara the way they do. Besides, let's talk about it first. He's the most high profile. He did the most high profile thing, so that's going to garner people's attention more. And also, he literally took people's free will away. He tried to solve a societal problem in a way that it couldn't be solved. He was wrong. You can't solve war that way. War is always coming. I bet you said in the Tsukuyomi he showed people's perfect lives. Somebody's perfect life in there is murdering somebody. Somebody's perfect life in there is murdering somebody, and that means that he was wrong. That's always been my thing. You just want to spread it all around. We know that everybody else is wrong too. And this is me. Because guess what? I'm still in the tuning exams, but you lived in our world. He's the most high profile. He did the most high profile thing. That's why people focus on it. That's why.
You say him taking away people's free will is wrong, right? But then also when we were talking about this in the group chat, you're like, when we were talking about like murder and like right and wrong and like justifiable killing, you're like, oh, you asked me, are soldiers murderers? And I said no, because technically by the definition, soldiers, it's war, right? So if it's a ninja war, that means that Madara fighting people is not technically murder, right?
All right, man.
No, I'm going there. No, murder. So in war, people kidnap people all the time, right? Like prisoners of war. So if it's war and it's justified, they're prisoners of war. So technically, that's not wrong. I'm just saying, you can have prisoners. America has prisoners of war. Al Qaeda has prisoners of war.
You using that point highlights the lack of context.
At the end of the day, they're prisoners of war.
The act of taking prisoners of war, Lonnie, stop. Lonnie, stop. Lonnie, stop. Lonnie, the act of taking prisoners of war.
It's a war, nigga.
Lonnie.
Wait, hold on.
Let me say this. Now be quiet, Riddell. I promise. The act of taking prisoners as war is not the problem. It's what you do with the prisoners that becomes the problem.
Oh, he gave them the perfect dream. Oh my God, what a travesty!
No, he took away their free will, bro. How do you keep
the prisoners?
Lonnie, why do you think the characters weren't good with this, bro? Like, why do you think you thought like none of them thought this? Like, this is insane.
Because you would be one of those people getting mad if you got that.
I always say that.
Because your perfect world would probably not be what you think it is.
I always say this example. If we saw a news report that flashed on all of our screens saying everyone is required to put a helmet on and you'll get your perfect dream, but it's mandated, you have no option, we'd be freaking out. We'd be like, what the hell?
But that's not the same setting. That's not the same setting.
What he did.
That's not the same thing. No, because they're literally fighting. Random. There's a difference.
No, but what I'm saying is
that
Madara, they would have to put their trust into Madara saying you take away our free will is a good thing. We have to trust that you're gonna do the right thing. The reason why we be skeptical of that because they don't trust Madara, which they shouldn't. The same way
they shouldn't. Well, if that's the case, then beat the nigga. If that's the case, then beat the nigga. It's a war. It's a war time. Yeah, they beat him. So
Lonnie, this is a terrible.
We're not arguing about who won or lost. What we're saying is that if our government proposed the same thing Madara did, we'd be terrified.
Yes,
we would.
Yes, but Madara is not their government.
Lonnie, let me ask you.
Don't piss me off, Lonnie. Don't piss me off.
This is Lonnie is so crazy. I'm gonna say this: if we go down there are people. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna be very vague, and then we're gonna move on. I'm gonna be very vague, and then we're gonna move on. There are people in history that said that their way is the right way. Killed a lot of people, and based off Lonnie's logic, if he won the war, he's right. I'm just saying right. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like to me, and that is crazy. That is
ridiculous. It's very crazy.
Ridiculous.
But we're not done with the villain talk though. Technically, there's some non-villains here. So basically, what we're gonna do now.
Oh,
is-
hold on. Now that J Rob's here, me and Lonnie been feeding to have this conversation
Which conversation?
about Asia and her finally getting a shoe. And we needed
Mhm.
J Rob here. We've been asking for him for a couple weeks.
It's
Don't
just-
let Nike fool you with that dumbass campaign of theirs. Of course, I got a shoe. Nike, y'all waited till Asia was what? One of the 100 most influential people in the world. She's making money her own way, the best player in the league. And then all of a sudden, Nike's like, hey guys, she also has her own shoe. Niggas, y'all waited till Caitlyn got her own shoe.
I'm gonna say first thing, to the group, to the chat. I'm sorry, my girl's game's just been on Tuesday, so the last few weeks I just had to make sure I support her shorty in season. The other part to all of this, I'll say, I think the shoe was already in the works, random, but the reality of it is, they probably was working on Caitlin Clark's shoe when she was a junior in college.
Cook,
There was already a preparation for Caitlin at the moment she finishes college that she was going to get a shoe. They gave her a $20 million deal out of the gate. There were things in place for Caitlin that's why I think her rollout might have been a little bit faster with the shoe, because her shoe will probably be out next year. But with that, I don't think your frustration may not be warranted. I'm not saying that at all, because I don't want to dismiss that. But sometimes, man, she got the shoe, and that's all that matters. I can't really be upset with how it goes, because, listen, at least for Asia, for whatever hurdles Asia had to go through to get her shoe, Juju Watkins will not go through the same ones.
Mm-hmm.
That shoe going to be ready to go.
Or Paige.
You think Nike, Jordan, or Paige, you feel me? Nike and Jordan, Adidas, there's going to be a bidding war like crazy on Paige when she comes out next year. And then when Juju Watkins comes out, she's probably going to sign a $40 million endorsement deal when she comes out. So, got a way to go with that.
Lonnie and I, the Caitlin Clark part of it aside, my problem was that, especially as a marketer, is how they marketed it. Like, of course, she got her own shoe. Yeah, that works if this is like her third or fourth shoe. Like, I hated the fact that Nike is taking this victory. And I'm not mad at Asia, because, hey, man, you getting your own shoe, you doing all that, you wear the merch. But I'm like, for them to be like, of course she got it, blah, 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 this and that. And for me as a casual, J-Rob, I never watched a WNBA game until this year. Okay. But as somebody's looking in and I'm trying to learn, Asia is this nice. Lonnie's been reading me her freaking accolades, like top to bottom. And I'm like, how did it take this long?
She was in her heyday. And so.
Yeah. And I'm like, how did it take this long? Why am I finally seeing her in progressive commercials? All these things where I'm like, and that's why I blame whoever her marketing people are, maybe the WNBA, blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to have this fight about Caitlyn.
But you can't, but the thing is, random, the reality of it is, if Caitlin Clark didn't exist, would we having these arguments about Asia Wilson? The truth of the matter is, whether we want to say it or not, the world, the biggest plot twist in women's sports was Caitlin Clark. And what I mean by that is, I don't think people realize that she was going to take the world by storm, where the eyes on this league are insane. Like, I was at the game where they played LA. They sold out the arena more than they maxed out the arena at 19,000. The Lakers did 18 max this past season. And
did they have that
the game after on Sunday, there was about half of that 19,000, because Caitlin Clark. And I want you to know right now, of the 19,000 people that were in that crypto arena, 75% of them were there for Caitlin Clark and not the LA Sparks. And I hate to admit that out loud, but it was the truth. There were 22 Iowa jerseys. I'm pretty sure there's a group of Iowa faithful that follow the Indiana Fever bus in airplanes around the country to watch her play basketball. I wouldn't deny it at all. And so, listen, man, random. Yeah, there could be a lot of, it's not fair that, they didn't get this and they didn't get that before Caitlin. And that's a fact. I don't disagree with that sentiment. But at least they're finally maximizing the eyes that they are getting and realizing, okay, yeah, we can put this marketing around Asia Wilson. Yeah, it is time that we put more into Jewel Lloyd and Enrique and Skylar Diggins. It's okay. Like it sucks that, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, and all of them, Candace Parker, they had to lay a foundation so all these other players could flourish. But we're here now. And so now that we're here, in some ways we gotta take the good with the bad. Like nobody's talking to nobody has no issue with Angel Reese. She got a shoe with Reebok. They getting her all
I
types
didn't
of
know she
P's.
got a shoe.
She about to have her own vibe with Reebok. She about to be the face of the whole women's lifestyle brand in Reebok. And with her influence, she's going to bring back a brand that ain't been popping since the Iverson question. So, I understand the frustration, but as somebody who's been covering women's sports for a while, and obviously I've had the opportunity to also, watch a plethora of games. I also went to the Mecca of women's basketball at the University of Connecticut. So, I mean, I'm happy that we're here now more than anything, and I think it's good. And I also like the drama. Like, I like that there's this kind of vitriol between, like, are they hating on her and this and that? Because I personally don't think they're hating on her, but I think it does make the league more competitive. I think all of that same competitive discourse we love about the NBA, I think we can finally start applying that to the WNBA, creating that discourse. I think it's good for the sport.
Yeah, I think at this point it will eventually start transitioning to talking about the sport itself, talk about what they're actually doing. Because at this point, I'm gonna be honest. I've already told y'all. I'm gonna tell the chat too. The only reason why I'm watching the WNBA is because of Caitlin Clark. I didn't really watch the WNBA. I didn't really watch NCAA, period. And I watched because I saw this clip of Caitlin Clark. I was like, okay, what's the deal with Caitlin Clark? I watched her game. I'm like, yo, I like how she plays basketball. Simple as that. It has nothing to do with anything else. I like how Caitlin Clark plays basketball. So because I seen Caitlin Clark play, I saw the people playing against her. I was like, oh yeah, okay, they balling too. I was able to see Juju Watkins. She's gonna be the next one. You can already tell by her game. She's gonna be the next one.
She should be the face of the league.
Won't go that far, but she will be the next one for sure. She'll be the next one.
There'll definitely be a debate at some point between her and Caitlin, for sure.
Oh, for sure. And then by default, now I'm watching the WNBA. I've been tuning into a lot of the Fever game and see what they be doing over there. So now we can start talking about, okay, what are they actually doing on the court? Talking about basketball, talk about that. I mean, that's where the conversation should be. Mm-hmm. People are still too focused on Caitlin Clark and all this stuff. I think that conversation is getting annoying from both sides. At this point, we got to start talking about
just basketball at this point now. Yeah, like they just pro hoopers now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a part of it now.
Yeah, just talk basketball. Stop talking Impact. Just talk basketball, please.
Yeah, like we stuck on too many we stuck on too many narratives right now. Like we should just be happy that people watching, man.
I want the girl that chokeslammed Angel Reese to be suspended immediately.
Oh my god,
that was a crazy. That was a crazy foul.
Have some respect. Have some respect. That woman that everybody talking about, Alyssa Thomas, averaged a triple-double last year.
That's great.
The best players in the entire league. And Riddell, you know what makes it even better? She has no labrums in either shoulder.
No labrums.
I swear to God, bro. She averaging a triple-double with no labrums in her shoulder, bro.
That's called a warrior right there.
Go next time you watch a Connecticut Sun, watch Alyssa Thomas shoot the basketball at a free throw. She has no she don't got labrums in her shoulder. She's an absolute monster, bro.
That's crazy. Okay, I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game, but no choke slams anymore. Okay.
Sometimes, listen, stop it, random. They do hard foul.
What did Angel say? What did Angel say?
Stop. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, we see it happen with rookies in every other sport. When Pat Bev was looking at his chops at Lonzo Ball and all of that, nobody complained. Everybody thought it was a bad foul, whatever. But that's what rookies get in all pro leagues. Let's not make a difference because it's the WNBA. We've seen it time and time again. Let's be real. That happens. You're getting baptized by fire. Welcome to the league, Rook.
I agree with you. And I would have had, if Pat Bev did the same thing Lonzo Ball, I'd have a problem with that. If Vontaze Burfict did that to Jamar Chase, I'd have a problem with that.
I think you're exaggerating. I don't think the foul is as bad as you're making it sound. Like, it was a bad foul.
It was a bad foul. Like, oh, well, yeah.
Look,
it's basketball. It happens.
And I understand, but I want you to say, like, and the same thing I told Lonnie, like, I'm keeping it the same energy for all of them. That's just me. I just didn't like that at all. That's
No, that's
the
fine.
worst
I
case
mean,
scenario, bro. The worst case scenario.
no, of course, but like recently in the Mavs Timberwolves game, last game, that dunk from Gafford on Rudy Gobert because he's food. Rudy Gobert literally would push Daniel Gafford while he was in the air.
Come on, bro.
He was like, bro, he could have actually like seriously injured
Got hurt.
I'm gonna
Gafford.
have a
We're not
problem with
gonna
Rudy because of that. And
But
I'm
of
gonna
course
have
he
a
talk
did
problem.
to us
but, like,
about
it's
it though.
not
You know
that-
what I'm saying? Like, you're not done with Rudy. You talking about you wouldn't be calling for Rudy to get suspended. You wouldn't be calling
To
for
be
Pat
fair,
Bev
if
to
I
be
watched the
suspended.
game, I definitely would have said something, but I didn't watch the game. So this is the first time I'm hearing about him pushed him like that. I mean,
Well,
stay tuned to the series.
How much
Yeah,
basketball
Gobert,
you watch,
Gobert,
Landon?
foul, bro.
How much
He
NBA
tried to
you watch?
clothesline Luka, bro.
NBA, I've watched
you see-
a lot more this season, but I've been, to be honest with you, I've been watching more WNBA than NBA playoffs this playoff season.
but since J Rob's been gone for a few weeks,
Wait, hold on. Shout out Rashad with the $5 super chat. He did shout out. Appreciate everybody who sends super chat. It helps us. It's always fun. We have donation goes, of course. You could donate if you guys want to do one of those things on the bottom, of course. But he asked the question: if Falconia becomes the ideal place to live, was Griffith starting the eclipse and his rebirth reasonable? And his rebirth reasonable? Is it reasonable? I think he's asking.
It is for everybody who doesn't know. Like,
Was
it's never
it-
going to be. There's a reason why Rickard slapped him when he found out.
Wait,
Rickard slapped him right in
are
the
you
face.
saying reasonable as far as like it made sense, or
Or I
reasonable?
think he's trying to justify it, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
reasonable. If you're trying to say no, it doesn't justify it, because just if I kill a bunch of people to make other people happy, those lives I took are still gone. Like, I know for good damn well if someone said, "Hey, yo, Tyler, we had to kill you, but we can make the rest of the group," I'm like, hell no, what the fuck? I want to live.
Oh yeah, I was thinking. Okay, so now I understand the questioning. He's trying to turn Falconia into like
Yeah,
a Garden of Eden, basically. That's
yeah.
what
Basically, if I were to ask you, Radell, would you be okay if you and your family all died for the rest of the world be okay? You would say, hell no. At least I think
Yeah.
it's okay for Itachi to do it. So yeah, I mean,
I know it. Yo, Radell. I mean, J-Rod, we on the same side. I'm like,
it's okay when Itachi do it. Shit.
I'm just saying, like Griffith basically unleashing all these demons and basically killing everybody else that's not on his side. Yeah, I'm not.
He
damned the world just so.
and also he's selling them a lie as well. Like,
Mhm.
a lot of stuff he's doing isn't real. Like, he's also tricking them. So a lot of this utopia thing, like, for example, there was a scene where he was allowing them to see their dead
loved ones' souls.
family members, but it wasn't real. Like that, like so like his utopia is not even built on something that's actually like tangible. You know what I'm saying? So no.
What's that girl's name that follows him all the time? That's like she
The
can
blonde hair.
Yeah. The
I
minute
never
she
met-
finds out the truth, she's dipping.
Yo,
She's
can I throw some an agenda or two out there, Riddell? Because like we went
Go
to the
for it.
hour, but like we didn't even get to the real agenda.
I've been waiting the weeks to talk to you about Blue Lock, J Rob.
Yeah, so there's two things I want to say. I want to get to some Blue Lock talk, but before that, I just want to say, like, I finally went down the rabbit hole and like really read Blue Exorcist, like on Shonen Jump.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna be honest, I'm really recommending like Blue Exorcist. That shit fire. Like, I don't know, I didn't realize how good it was until like I really like objectively read it, didn't skim it, like really focused on what I was reading. That story is fire. I would actually tell anybody, like, if you're not watching Blue Exorcist season 2 right now, make sure you go watch Blue Exorcist season 2. And the great thing about Blue Exorcist is that it is true to the story. You are watching a canon series. Blue Exorcist is fire. I'm giving that right now good 8 out of good 8 out of 10. I think it is absolutely gas. So I just wanted to make sure I give Blue Exorcist a shout out because I think it gets lost in the cracks, and I think it is actually gas. And I hope it gets cleared for season 3.
I agree. Blue Exorcist is really good. I read the mangas recently. I'm caught up. I'm all the way caught up with the Blue Exorcist too. The war is very good. I think the final villain is good with being both Lucifer and Satan. Read,
Right.
you'll find out what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And I would say one of my favorite brother dynamics in manga and how they do it is Yukio and Rin.
Facts, bro.
I really
my
like
God.
the dynamic. Surprise, surprise. Yukio's my favorite character. So
But that's not even a
really
bad
talking
thing
about
because
one.
Yukio kind of different. Because Yukio kind of different from like Riddell's kind of vibe. Because Yukio really is little brother at heart. Like he is. I need to be better than my big brother. Like I want to be. I don't want to be weak. I don't want to be like he wants to be his own like perfect. They're dynamic as siblings. Like oh my god. Like, it is.
yeah, there's definitely the brother versus brother dynamic. Yukio seeing himself as being the younger brother, but more talented younger brother, but still feeling inferior to Rin, who sees
Because
his
he's the
brother as
natural
the more
talent.
talented brother,
Yeah.
but he's very supportive. Like their dynamic is so good. And once you see what Yukio does later on and Rin, and they had a fight, of course,
They
you gotta
fought
get the
too.
brother fight.
They boxed too.
Yeah, they for sure boxed. It was good too, man.
It was
So
good.
yeah,
Very
Yukio
wholesome
wins.
too at the end. The boxing was wholesome. It was a little bit of straightening, family business for real. That was some family business in that fight. I
They had to
appreciate that.
establish who top dog, who really
Nah, I don't,
is.
that's not true. Well, that's not true. That's not true. We know who
No,
the top
that's
dog
not the
is.
reason why they fought,
Oh,
but I
oh.
think that was.
You think
that's
Yukio the
just
top dog between the two of them?
You said what?
You think Yukio's the top dog between the two of them?
I think they're. I'm not gonna lie. I think they're equal.
Stop.
Equal. I think they're equal.
Stop. Rin very much was not trying to violate his little brother in that fight.
He's also.
Come on, let's not act
He's
like he was
stronger
not
than
trying to.
Yukio. I agree.
Come
but he
on,
also
don't do
has
that
the
to him.
power to be stronger than Yukio.
Yo, he was fighting him like this, my little brother. Like we could fight, but I'm not fighting you for real. Like Yukio was fighting him for real, but he was not. Like, come on.
Rin is stronger. I agree. Rin is stronger. I think Yukio's other aspects, which is why I say he's equal. His intelligence. His ability to plan,
you do got the resistance too, natural resistance.
Yeah. So, but Shadow Blue.
And then the blue lock, and then the blue lock joint is every time I think blue lock can't get no better, it gets better. Like watching, I'm spoiling. I'm on my read your scriptures right now. Watching Kaiser pass the ball to Raichi, just that alone, breaking himself literally down to zero again.
From zero to
from
one.
zero. And this making me even more lit because now it's looking like they're gonna tag team at some point. Like they about to really go crazy, I think, on PSG. I think they're gonna go crazy on PSG now. But I 100%. No, you good. I 100% feel like this Blue Lock is the best sports anime manga I've ever. Like it's the best, bro. Every chapter never ceases to have me thrilled or amaze me, gang.
No, I love like Blue Lock. It has like every aspect in terms of like reading and manga and stuff like that. But in terms of like redefining yourself, pushing yourself to your limits, breaking yourself down just so you can like reinvent yourself. Like they do that so well. And like seeing Kaiser's backstory, how he was treated by his dad, and like how he just hyper fixated on like the ball was his escape. He wasn't even playing. It was just like his escape. And then like that escape got threatened. Then you saw what happened. And then him really having to like self-reflect and saying like, hey, I want to be, everyone's passing me. Like the guy that I know that I'm better at is here, but I need to be here. And so also him saying like the way that him crushing people was like a way to like, just like to self-identify. It's like, it gave him like a sense of reality. Like, yo, I'm not me unless I destroy somebody else. I'm not me unless I hurt somebody else. And bullies, have you ever bullied someone or have you ever been like attacking somebody like that? You can understand that. So, or if you've been bullied and like you like try to see it from their perspective, you can understand that as well. So him like moving past that stage, moving past that crutch of I need to destroy to be relevant. It's kind of like what Gara was going through, because Gara kind of connected himself to like this destruction and pain, and him reinventing himself. It was a real beautiful like full circle moment.
Yeah,
and now he's just gonna be an even better player. So I can definitely see him being the best player in this match for a little bit.
Hell no. Can't see that.
Towns has 5 fouls?
I can't see that though.
Well, I'm just saying, like he's just gonna get on a high where he's just gonna be unstoppable. Like I'm
gonna be honest, bro. It's not. He's right now where Kaiser is. He's not on Isagi's level because they even said in the chapter Isagi is evolving as even as Kaiser is breaking down to zero and starting over. They even said Isagi is evolving around that. So now that the difference between Isagi now and Isagi back then is the moment Isagi saw Kaiser pass the ball to Rin, they made the next panel. It already showed him breaking down the puzzle pieces. Like he is already adapting to the fact that
I will
Kaiser
say this though. I think like that shot he was trying to make, I think he's gonna be able to make that shot.
Kaiser Impact. I forgot what he named it. Yeah, I agree. He might not end up. I mean, me and Ty were in a live talking about this hat trick. Ty, he might not get the hat trick no more, which will actually disappoint me. I still hope he gets the hat trick. Maybe Kaiser might assist him for the hat trick, so we still might get it. Kaiser might very well assist him for the hat trick, which I would be very okay with. And obviously, with the chapter ending on Kiora Jin, I'm ready to see what Jin could do. I'm ready. It's time.
What does that do for Rin's character though?
What you mean?
Like them hat tricking on Rin. Does that because Rin's losing aura for me? Like he's crashing out. Like his focus on Isagi is getting kind of whack. And like Varo and like Nagi, like they're starting to move up and Rin's starting to move down for me. I feel like Rin's probably still like the most talented, or the most gifted player, but like his stuff with his brother, his stuff with Isagi is making him it's crippling him as a player. So I don't
know. I haven't caught up with Blue Lock. I'm not reading Blue Lock until Nagi appears back in the story and locks the F in, bro. If you don't lock in, I'm gonna be pissed, man. I'm not gonna lie. Be upset. I need Nagi to lock in. But
this isn't really this real quick before we get into the main talk. This isn't really like a hot take or anything. It was just like more of a question. Do you guys think that this Kaiju 9 or whatever, like he's the last villain? Because I don't think so at all.
They haven't done a good job in setting up any other villains. I think he's.
This is given end of series vibes.
I'm not, because for some reason I'm not getting into series vibes because we still don't know why that thing that went into the main character, why it could talk and everything like that. He's mentioned the underground a few times, so I'm wondering if there's like a bigger enemy at play. Actually, how was he created? So I just feel like he might not be. He's not giving final villain vibes to me, even though he's doing villain things. I don't know.
I'm gonna take it back. I don't know if number 9 will be the final villain. I'm gonna say no for now, and the reason why, they actually did one thing that I think, okay, actually, you actually did set up bigger lore, and it was when Kafka was at that one like place with Vice Captain. I forget his name on top. It's like Hoshino something.
Yeah.
He was training with him, and Kafka turned around, and there was a kaiju behind him. I don't know if you guys remember that scene, but there was a kaiju behind him. I think he kind of looked like a swordsman from my memory. That's what my memories take it to. But in that situation, they're setting up that why they never actually alluded to that at any point, why this kaiju was there. Then the kaiju disappeared. So it could be an intelligent kaiju watching over everything that's going on. And after number 8 beats number 9, they show up. They're like, okay, this is who we are. So I think
I feel like what someone said, like who gave birth to Kaiju 9? Like how are these kaijus even being born and stuff like that? Like they never really gone into detail for that. So it's like I feel like there's gonna be like some final villain at play.
Yeah, but we'll see. The competition's almost over. It just takes a little bit too long because Kaiju is constantly on breaks and be sending color pages for chapters. But all right, so in this topic, we're going to be kind of diving into what we did for Madara last week. And I have 5 characters. It was initially 10. I changed it to 5. That's a little 10 too much. And we're going to talk about, were these characters justified in terms of their plan and their goal? And would you make the same decision if you were these characters? So I'm going to name the character. I'm going to give out their goal, and then you guys can answer. But go ahead.
So you mean justified? Are we saying because remember you said we have to really explain what that really means. Like we're saying justified as in
from their point of view.
Well,
like
they all think they're justified from their point of view. Like Frieza thinks he's justified, but obviously he's not. So what we're saying is, are they justified from perspective of
Well, that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like Frieza thinks he's justified, 100%.
Okay, basically go into, because I agree to that. What you just said, Ty. Go into the fact. Do you think they were right for what they did? Like, if you had to go under the same circumstances, like this, I'll probably make the same choice. Type deal, right?
So you might want to re-explain it like that for the clip, so just so people know, because
okay,
I'm being so serious.
Why do I feel like people are like looking and judging me?
So in this segment, we're gonna dive into, were these anime villains basically right for what they did? I'm gonna name a character and I'm gonna name their goal, their plan, and then we'll kind of dive into whether we agree with what they did, could they done something different, etc., etc. I have 5 characters here. First character up, Isabella from the Promised Neverland. So Isabella's goal was to simply survive longer than anyone else. To her, there's nothing above the instinct to stay alive in a demonic world where humans have little to hope for. In pursuit of that goal, Isabella will break limbs, conspire with demons, and give up her own child. And obviously, we know what she was doing in season 1. So, Isabella, what do you think?
Go ahead, Ty. Promised Neverland is one of your things.
Oh man.
The instinct to survive is always, I'm never gonna be mad at that. But the minute you start you sacrificing your own kid, you sending kids to their death, now you're cooked.
I'm gonna say no, because she sent many kids to their death, and I personally, even if I didn't, I would have just. But the problem is that she got looped into this as a kid. Remember, she was going through what Norman went through, and Emma, like when she was a kid, she found out the truth. So I'm trying to think, me at 12 years old, would I've been so scared that I would have done it? I don't know. But at the same time, as an adult, she knows what she's doing is wrong, and so I can't say she's justified.
You're saying like she was a victim turned villain type situation?
Yeah, but this is gonna be
that's the key right there, Ty. So if you're a kid, you're under that situation.
It's
hard because you grow up in that environment. There, you have no concept of how to deal with it. But if you have no because at that point, even with Ray, her child, she was still completely okay with giving them up to die. If you have no qualms with what you're doing, and you don't even consider an alternative, even as you grow and learn about the world, you don't come up with anything, then at that point, I don't think that's good. I think you would have kept doing what you were doing if you weren't stopped.
I guess to answer the question, if I were in that same position at 12 years old, I probably would have said yes because I've been so scared as a 12-year-old. I probably would have said yes.
Yeah, because what Project said is either that or you get eaten yourself.
Because the question is, it's not about that, right? You asked would we have done it. And I gotta say probably yes, because she got looped in at 12. So
yeah, I would have started out doing the same things, but I eventually would try to come up with a plan to change how things are.
Same.
And I think, and she was about to become the grandmother. She was about to become the worst of the worst. She was going to about to create more of them. But okay, it was not great. This is a good one. Hey, J-Ro, can you hear us right here? Mm-hmm. So we just answered the question. The reason why I want to ask you again, because you're a Promised Neverland fiend. If you were Isabella, would you have done the same thing in terms of how she lived her life, what she was doing with the kids? What do you think?
Think about J-Rap. She got looped in at 12.
I would say it's hard to yo, bro, you don't know what you're capable of when you're trying to survive, bro. Like your decision making when it comes to survival is different. Like, bro,
morals go out the window.
You might eat a human being for your survival game. Now you know right now. I seen a movie, plane crash in the mountains. Like, to survive, you do not know what you are willing to do to survive, dog. So I mean, I just think she did the best she could, bro.
Y'all remember
I really don't have no real.
Think about it, bro. At 12 years old, if I present you, you got to work for us or we kill you. You at 12 years old, you're probably gonna say, yeah. You're as a kid,
come on,
say, yeah.
Like, come on, let's not over. Yeah, like I'm with Ty. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, very valid.
Y'all remember early BSS days when we had that stuck on an island video, and I was like, y'all got like 72 hours.
Before you start eating us or something?
Didn't y'all say y'all would eat me first? Yeah, y'all are crazy.
Who said that?
J-Rob.
Wait, I think I
was
missed
like, yo,
this.
I'm not
I
living.
remember that. I remember that.
I was like, yo, I'm not living off coconuts. Somebody gotta go.
I don't think I was there that day, but that's crazy. Y'all gonna eat Miles.
You're gonna turn Miles
I'm a
into
big
a
boy,
jerk.
man. I don't blame y'all. Y'all got it.
Man,
Lonnie said y'all got 72 hours.
Before we move on to the next one,
I can only eat so many coconuts, Ty. I can only eat. And I don't like coconuts.
You know what's crazy about that is that you could go a week without eating, but you said 72 hours. I'm chowing down.
Yeah, he's just greedy. He's
crazy.
man, he sees a coconut right there. He's like, nah, I'm eating Miles instead. He's just like, nah, it's not. I need some meat, bro. I need some meat. Miles, what were you about to say?
Real quick, I was just gonna say, I see a lot of like even y'all said it, and some people in the comments are saying that she got older, she should kind of be held responsible for not making the right decision. I would think like you guys said, making a decision at 12 and then growing up in that world, I think it would kind of skew her definition of morality.
Yo, what is happening?
Going into a lot of these, I want to kind of take it out of our morale set because I just feel like if you're operating under those conditions, you know what the result is for not meeting demands or anything like that. You know what equals death. I think it would self-preservation is going to always supersede anything else, and I think her morale set wouldn't be similar to ours.
I'm not mad at what you said. However, for me personally, I think there are a few things that, regardless of the scenario, you will understand what you're doing is right and wrong. And I think the minute Ray was born and she still gave up Ray, I think I can't excuse that, regardless of how she grew up. Because I feel like you have that innate motherly instinct at that point that you want to preserve your child, despite. So
fair enough.
That's my one thing with Isabel, especially.
No, her willing to give up Ray, that was the shift. But like I joke about a lot of these villain acts and stuff like that, but when I really when it comes to me and these villains, like I really do look at it from like an objective view, and I try to look at it from their perspective and their circumstances. I try to take away a lot of my morals and standards from it. And so like, yeah, she's 12 years old in this world, and you see like how the demons are, you see how they eat people and stuff like that. So she's like, primal instinct is primal. Like self-preservation is one of the biggest things. It's like one of the core aspects of who we are. So her saying like, oh, it's either these people that aren't my kids or me. And so her choosing her and being selfish in that, like I can't really fault her for that, because we know in stressful situations, kids, they're going to do that every single time. So her growing up in that setting is understandable. Now, like when it came to like her giving up her own kid, that was kind of like, all right, now you kind of fucked up.
She's cooked,
and it's again where y'all losing me. So what? She don't give up her child, and then the monsters kill her and the child right then and there.
I'm not completely saying that. Like,
y'all losing me. What should she have done? Tell me what she's gonna do there. Because when y'all talking about this mom protection stuff, I think y'all taking far and away the account of the circumstances that she lives in. She would have died anyway and not seen that child, and they would have ate Ray regardless. That child was cooked from the. That's the
why even have the child?
They're cooked from the start. Like Todd, you hear what they losing me right now?
No.
They are cooked from birth. They are.
They are cooked from birth. But what matters,
like, bro, they live on a farm. Like they live on a production farm for human beings, y'all. Like
but
they live on. She lives on.
She couldn't find an actual solution. Then like Ray giving up Ray was like.
But Riddell, okay, you read Promised Neverland. Tell me what she could have done. Give me the better option.
No, the point is whether or not she would succeed. The point is, are you even making the attempt? Isn't even crossing your mind what you're doing is wrong? And if it's no, then I can't give you the grace. I can't give you the benefit of the doubt. If you can't figure out or even attempt to figure out a plan, if you go through all your options and fail, then you fail. But at the very least, you try to do what's right in that situation. So that's my big thing, because Isabella didn't seem like she was phased at all. Miles, you're muted.
I still muted.
Yeah. You better leave it. Maybe your mic ain't plugged in.
Hello.
Yeah.
You're
good. Okay. I'm not trying to convince you, but my only problem is I just don't think that she would have the groundwork to even try to think of getting out of that situation. Like, she's not grown up in an upbringing like us to where those fundamentals are set. Like, so are you guys saying based off like maternal instinct that she's supposed to make a different decision, or she's supposed to think? Okay.
At the same time, what's the result? Because she has no resources to kill. Like, she can't defend. She can't defend herself. She can't defend him. She can't run away. Like, but
the reality of it is, the best option for Ray at that time was for him to be able to get raised on that farm. That would have helped him survive longer than anything she could have did.
No, for sure, raising him. But you guys don't think she could have done what Emma did at any point? Because
she tried. Didn't she try when she was a kid? She tried,
and she stayed.
I think y'all forgetting that Ty.
You forget she decided to stay.
I think y'all forgetting that Emma, Ray, and Norman are the smartest kids ever.
Yeah, who did she have? Who did she have to support her? She didn't have anybody.
Those three were the legitimate cream of the crop ever. Of all the kids born on these farms, those three were the best of the best. The only kids who could have thought a way out of their situation was those three.
But Isabella did
literally those three.
But she didn't have no support. It was just her by herself.
Yeah, you cannot do that by yourself, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. But she did understand the situation that's happening.
Riddell, it took three otherworldly level geniuses to come up with a way to handle their situation.
But that's not
she's just one. She's just one.
The point I'm making is not her failing. I don't care that she failed. My point is she knows what's right and wrong, and she did it anyway.
But how do you know what she knows what's right and
wrong?
She tried to escape.
She obviously knows what's right and wrong.
She wants to survive.
Yeah, but that's
There's a difference. There's a difference, bro. Let me ask you this. Tell me what would have been a better option for her. Because if you're telling me that her better option, Randy, you in this too, because you agree with him. If her better option is to find a way to fight them monsters, then are y'all kidding me?
Could she escape?
What is her better option?
If Emma,
she's gonna escape to the demon world. Is that what she's gonna do?
Emma Ray Norman. Okay, y'all losing me now. They literally escaped.
You name multiple people. She's by herself, so she's a
no.
12-year-old.
I'm not. No. J-Rob asked me a specific question. I'm gonna give you an answer. If this was a possibility, then Isabella, who was very smart, that's very clear. Isabella was also one of the smartest kids to come out the farm. She could have joined Emma and Ray and Norman to leave.
Well, I don't think she can leave, though. I think they have a bomb in them. The mamas can't leave.
Yeah, Emma, Ray, and Norman remove the bomb. They can remove hers, too.
No, they had a tracker. They didn't have a bomb. They had trackers.
No.
But the kids, the kids didn't have bombs in them. The kids had the tracking device in their ears.
He's right.
So she just, the mama can't leave.
Where was her bomb then?
I'm trying to remember where was it at. But I remember, like, they all had tracking devices in there. That's what she looked at her, like, her hand watch.
If her tracker is her bomb, then you can still remove it.
No, I don't think that's. I don't think that. I think those are two different things. I don't think that.
I would have to see where her bomb.
When a bomb has a fuse on it.
Yeah, because the reason why is that all kids get trackers in them. Only mamas get bombs because trackers are you get them at birth, so you don't. Not all kids get bombs. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know how that would have worked, but
I would have to see the bomb thing. But even if I were to grant you that, she could have still came up with a plan to have them escape. I mean, she was after they escaped, nothing happened to her. So,
well, I think that she would have had to pick her poison because I think that they would have only had one success.
So again, hold on. Let me talk to Santo in the chat because he on my body. So let's really talk about it because again, let's get into the reality of this because now y'all all act because this is when you and Randall specifically and Riddell, when y'all get on y'all morality tirade sometimes, I think y'all forget we in fictional worlds with some of the most incredible circumstances you can ever think of. And y'all talk from such a humanistic, living your reality lens about a lot of this stuff that don't make sense to me. They're in a world where they are brought to be cattle. Y'all talking about her mindset and her brain. Her mind is survive to make it to the next day. She chose to be a womb to produce more cattle just so she could live every day. Now y'all talking to me about an escape, right? An escape. The kids that are already in there, if Isabella escapes, what happens to all them other kids? What is the plan for them? Who takes care of those kids? The reality of it is, if Isabella, who's to me showed that she enjoyed being able to take care of the kids because that was the closest thing she could actually be to a real mom. She was never going to leave those kids to run away with Norman.
She lost her job anyway. Like after they escaped, she couldn't raise them anyway.
It doesn't matter. They won't. Go ahead, Ty.
So she was just gonna leave the kids that couldn't travel there.
To Santo's saying, I don't think that it's as easy as just removing the bomb, because if it was, then that would not be an effective measure for the mothers. Like, it's not as simple as just remove the bomb. Then why would the demons ever give them something so easily removable? The only reason that the tracking device works is because the kids don't know it's there. The mothers would know the bomb is in them, so like they would know if it's in me, I can just remove it. That wouldn't even be, because like you have to understand, like Mama Isabel, she was the Emma of her time. So if the bomb was so easily removable, it wouldn't even be effective. So it's not just about just removing the bomb. The only reason the tracking device works is because the kids legit they don't know they have tracking device. They don't know about they get shipped off at 6 or 12. And most kids don't, they only find out. The only reason they found out is because Norman saw everything as a baby. That's the only reason they found out. No matter how smart Norman or Emma, all them guys are, if Ray just had amnesia as a child, they all die. It was really luck. They were coming to Plan to Survive.
But the point that I'm making at the very least, I want to be very clear. The point I'm making is not her succeeding. The point I'm making is, does she make an attempt to save the life that I believe she should care about?
No, I want to say this one last thing just to clarify. I see that, but the only thing this is probably I say earlier is that she would really probably only have one successful attempt, because if they found out that she freed kids, or like she could only do like she couldn't consistently free generation of children, because they'd be like, how does kids keep getting away on your farm? She's gonna probably die. So she probably could have like maybe one and a half successful like attempts, and then she's gonna get killed, and they're probably gonna up the security. The rest of the kids after that are gonna probably have it worse. I don't know.
And that one would, in my opinion, be Ray. Everyone else, I'm like, okay,
I feel it, but I think that if she did, she probably could only save a couple kids, maybe one, maybe plan one escape, and then the rest of it's over.
Yeah,
but also, my thing is like,
we got more characters. Let's move on. And I mean, Lana, you can start it off, and then I'm curious to see what Miles said too. So next character is Kiritsugu from Fate Zero. So he wished to be a hero of justice and protect the weak. Kiritsugu believed that by obtaining the Grail, he could end all conflict and suffering in the world. However, his methods were often ruthless, and he's willing to make great sacrifices for what he saw as the greater good. So that's the biggest point, that he's willing to sacrifice people actually for the greater good. So Kiritsugu, what do we think?
Is Kiritsugu justified? Go ahead, Miles.
I'll say for one, he is misled, because they're not aware of really how the Holy Grail works. So I think that is a little bit of a caveat to his mindset. The sacrificing other people, so like the people of Fuyuki Town and things like that, with the Grail burning and all of that stuff, I think that's really, really bad. But as far as like him turning on allies during the Holy Grail War, him eliminating the other participants and things like that, I'm completely okay with. I think he's fine, because they're all after the same thing as him.
The question is, like, would y'all do it though? Would y'all in that position? Would y'all have done the same thing?
Hell yeah! If I'm fully misled to believe that I have the ability to save this world, if I win this tournament and I have to sacrifice a town, I'll do it.
Okay. Sacrifice a town, W, man.
Yeah, because the difference between him and Itachi is that town that's not my people. Like, I'm not. that's not my people. So, and objectively, it's a numbers game. A town for the whole world, yeah. Betraying people in a tournament for the ultimate power in the world, yeah.
Who want the same thing, and there's a guarantee that was attached to. Like, there was a definite, or at least he was led to believe so. If he did this, he will get this. He didn't know all the other cascading effects.
Which is fair, but it's not necessarily the same as... No, it's actually not at all the same as Itachi, because these are random, innocent people who have nothing to do with anything that is going on.
Yeah, so they're inconsequential.
You're just killing like random, innocent people who are just living their life to accomplish your goal of world peace.
Yeah, but see, I hate because I get why people get those type of thoughts and thinking, but like I really always found that type of thinking weak because it's like to me, no, I'm so serious. It's just like super soft to think like that. So it's like you're telling me, oh, people that I haven't met, haven't talked to, haven't seen, like a small town versus the whole world versus my family versus my loved ones. Oh, but I'm gonna be like all regretful, like. Those niggas don't mean shit to me. Like they're gonna be gone, and then I'm never gonna think about like objectively. That's how it is. It's a numbers game. So 5 people that I've never seen before, never see again, versus everything else.
We're just talking about fictional lives in a video game. Yeah,
I don't know. It's just soft to me. So and it's really illogical. It's super illogical to me. Just like to hold back. It's saving the whole world for a town of people
empathy,
that you don't know.
Lonnie. It's about empathy. It's about showing you got some kind of humanity. Like I don't understand how that, even if you still, the fact that he shows any kind of remorse for what he's about to do.
Yeah, you can feel sad about it after, but get the job done. That's
it's easy for you to say when you're not the person making that decision. It's really easy.
I think I would make the same decision without
Lonnie. I don't know. And dear God, I hope you are never placed in a position to make that decision.
Well, if I'm placed in the position to make that to save the whole world for a town, I'm pretty sure I would make the right decision. I'm pretty sure I would make the. Hey, if you want to be the one to make the wrong decision, saving the giving up, not saving the whole world for a town, that's on you. To me, that's just dumb. That's just dumb.
Hey, all I know is Joe Biden do not give Lonnie the doomsday
Don't give Lonnie
button.
any power.
Don't give him the doomsday button.
Yeah, because I'll just make the objectively right decision.
Also, too,
risk $100 million. God save $1 million could risk that 100 as long as it's not your family.
he also didn't have to leverage his wife and child as well. His child was spared, but part of the condition to activate the girl was he did have to give up his wife, which he did.
Oh, he gave up.
He did have to give up his wife. Hey, Lonnie. Oh, this guy.
Hey, Lonnie, your girl.
Change everything.
Lonnie, what you doing, Lonnie?
Question.
Lonnie, what you doing?
No, you said my people. Now my people are involved. That's different. Giving up my people is different.
Well, we're talking about.
But it's to save the world, Lonnie. It's to save the world.
Yeah, it's Kira.
As I state, because there's
no, but no, Lonnie. That's a dumb decision. That's a dumb decision, like you said. That's a dumb decision.
People no, because see now you're misconstruing because you're getting emotional. So there's a difference. Giving up people I don't know and don't care about, don't see, don't have a thought of to save the whole world. Yes, but as I said with Aaron, or like Natachi, it's either my people, my world, my surroundings, or the rest of the world. Then it's fuck the rest of the world. If it's me, I'm a selfish person. I don't give a fuck. So if it's my people, I'm gonna choose my people every single time. If it's Rand, I'm sorry. If it's Taylor versus the rest of the world, I'm rocking with Taylor. Fuck y'all. I'm sorry. Love y'all. I'll feel bad about it. If J-Rob, if
I'm taking
and his girl are hanging off a cliff, I expect him to kick me in the face and save his girl.
I ain't gonna lie. The world gonna go out together because I'm not.
The point of what Kiritsugu did wasn't like sacrificing the world. He did everything he did. He got to a situation. They did all that scenarios with sacrifice, and then he ultimately ended up having to sacrifice his wife to accomplish his goal. So
fuck that. Whatever. Let's go home.
So okay.
So you kill all those people, did all of that stuff just to.
I'll feel bad about it. I'll be like, damn, that sucks.
You did it for nothing, basically.
Yeah, I'll feel bad about it. But hey, I didn't get the job.
I'm gonna do it. I'll double down. I'll do it.
Okay. All right. Next is a character for Gintama, since I know none of y'all are going to read Gintama.
Why would you pick a Gintama? You had 10 people and you picked a Gintama character?
Oh my god.
Money. Don't stop disrespecting Gintama, all right? But here's
Takasugi.
You guys are not gonna read it, so I'm gonna. It doesn't matter if I spoil you.
Wait, no, I am. I literally am.
Care if I spoil Ty? I
can't be. I'll turn my volume down. I'll turn my volume down. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Ty just talking right now. He's not watching that shit.
Why didn't you pick a character that we all know?
I don't know if you knew all these characters. I just picked characters with interesting goals. That's literally all I was focusing on.
Oh, okay.
So Uchiru's goal in the anime series Gintama, Uchiru was his goal was to end his own immortality and suffering it caused by destroying the entire world. In regards to him doing this, so he went through a whole thing. Since he's immortal, he was beat, tortured, killed, everything. Like everything that the horrible happened to someone happened to Uchiru. The problem is he kept on creating personalities, and one of these personalities was so demented that it was going to destroy all of society. So in order for Uchiru to accomplish his goal, he would have to destroy one planet to kill himself in order for that version of Uchiru to not destroy all life all across the universe, because he was the most broken character in Gintama. So if you were in that situation, would you do the same thing?
Can you go to therapy first?
He literally has multiple personalities because he's been tortured in his entire life.
Like, so therapy? I don't.
That's not gonna work.
Okay. Objectively, if I went through everything that he went through, that would also mean that I have like a warped mind, I have a warped sense of the world, everything like that. Self-preservation, I'd feel selfish. I'm probably selfish in that aspect. So
We did if Lonnie's doing all that. We did.
But the goal, Uchiru, his goal was to kill himself by destroying his planet to protect the rest of life, because he has one personality that will massacre everybody.
but that doesn't even make sense. You're protecting life by destroying everything. That doesn't make any sense.
No, he's destroying his planet to kill himself, so one of his personalities doesn't massacre all of life all across the universe. There's multiple planets with life.
Oh, all right, that makes more sense. Okay, so he's sacrificing his planet for the rest of the universe.
And
I guess. I mean, that's a numbers game. Unless he, I guess. I don't know. Like the universe versus the world. Like
the world, your people, yourself.
Does he have friends and shit like that?
Yes, students.
Are they okay with the world being destroyed?
No, they try to stop him.
Oh, then yeah, I don't know Gintama like that, so no, yes.
So
I mean, if he finds a way to like, was there any alternatives to stopping his personality from destroying the universe?
No, it was taken over.
I mean, the ends justify the means, so that makes sense. So,
all right. Anybody else?
I don't really watch Gintama, so
yeah, I'm so sad. I don't know shit about Gintama.
Yeah, I gave these guys the goal too.
I try getting into it. It's just
I don't care if you don't get into Gintama at this point, but I thought that was an interesting scenario with in regards to immortality.
I mean, it's like the universe versus the world. So if you want to play the numbers game, then he's not wrong. But at the same time, would I do it if I have like people I care about and stuff like that? Then wait. Question: if he doesn't do it and the thing takes over, does everything just get destroyed then?
He's gonna slaughter everybody. His personality.
No, so that's a lose-lose. That's a lose. So it's either destroy the world or I don't destroy the world and I just kill everybody and everything. That's a lose-lose.
So it's basically the same result, but one is on his own terms, the other isn't.
Well, no, the one is he's gonna slaughter everything because he's unstoppable, and the other one is he's killing only his planet because he needs to destroy his planet to kill himself. The only way he's
just
dying
go
is
to another.
But he's
so the rest of all the rest of
his loved ones. Either situation, he's killing his loved ones.
Oh yeah, they're cooked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He
They're
basically
cooked either way. Then, yeah, I guess he's justified.
Yeah, I think he's justified too.
Okay.
You're saying that they're dead either way.
Either just y'all and me go, or we all go, or y'all all go rather.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess, all right. That was okay, a bad one. Like that was just a lose-lose.
No, Uchiru goes through it. He has a hard life. All right.
Hey, man, y'all done yet?
Hater. Hater.
God,
Hater.
please. Oh,
Hater.
hey, come on, man.
Hater.
Thank
It
you.
was a good
I
one,
don't know
really.
why you muted yourself. You're not reading Gintama.
I'm on episode 2. I got 100 episodes left on 200. I'm Kappa. I am on 200.
He's
It's
lying
just-
to me, chat, bro. I know.
I'm literally not.
I guess I can't wait for Ty to finish just so he can trash Katana.
I can't. I have too much respect for professionals, but it's just, man.
Terrible. Next is the anti-spiral. No, we'll do one more and then we'll move on because I don't want to. So instead of the anti-spiral, we're gonna do Zeke from Attack on Titan. So his plan involved using the founding Titans' powers to manipulate the genetic makeup of Eldians, rendering them infertile, which would lead to the extinction of the Eldian race.
Just say you don't get pussy. All right, continue.
I mean, that's it. That's what Zeke's plan to end the
Where did
suffering
that
of
come from?
Eldians and to end the.
Zeke. The moment I heard his plan,
You said, wait. Oh, you said.
that's like the first thought that came to my mind as soon as I read, like when I read his plan when I was reading Attack on Titan, I was just like, this man is never gotten coochie. I'm like, okay.
He
That's
is blaming the
that's-
wroong people, like completely blaming the wrong people.
That's
But
insane.
considering his situation, do you understand why he's doing it? Would you do the same thing?
He probably got told. He probably got rejected to prom or some shit. But
I mean, since we relying on little kids to make grown up decisions, I mean, Zeke turned on his parents, so I'm not rocking with Zeke.
And also, a reason I don't rock with Zeke. Another reason I don't rock with Zeke. I like Zeke's character. I don't rock with him because here's my problem with Attack on Titan. That's not even a problem. Here's my problem with people outside of Eldia. The conflict would have ended had they left Eldia alone. Straight up. They lost their memory and they were just chilling inside a wall. Y'all don't mess with them. And the king was also against war. So the king against war, a group of people that had no idea what they were. Titan serum is on the other side of the planet. Leave them alone, and the conflict is literally over. Like it's just over.
Ty, not only that, what was Mika's solution?
You said Mikas's?
Yeah, what was Mika's solution when she connected with the founding spirit?
Marley started it. Oh God.
Yeah,
Then she just
God.
World.
God.
Yeah, didn't she
The
just
world
get rid
started
of
this
Titan
problem.
powers in general?
You said get rid of Titan powers in general?
Isn't that what Mikasa did at the end of the series?
I mean, that's what Aaron. Well, technically.
Yeah. So why didn't he just do that? Why does he have to? Why didn't he just get rid of all the Titan powers? Therefore,
Well, they don't have the founding Titan. They didn't have the founding Titan.
Yeah, they need the founding Titan.
But
we not rocking with Marley. We not
all
rocking.
I'm
with
saying
But he needed the founding Titan's power to euthanize it, like
Zeke and Itachi in the same categories to me.
I'm saying because when
the problem, to be fair,
I think Zeke might be worse. Here's why he might
They
be
both
worse.
trash if you ask me.
They are, but let me tell you why Zeke might be worse. Is because if Zeke and Marley did nothing, then the world is fine. Right. But I think that with the problem with the Chia and Leaflet situation is that Itachi was. I guess actually they might not be the worst because I guess their sides were on few regardless. I just feel like. I'm Team Eldia, bro. You should ask me about Aaron. I would give you a real answer.
Right.
Oh yeah, I mean we already knew with the Aaron, but the to be fair,
I don't know. We might not all agree on it. You know what I'm saying?
No, you know, Lonnie gonna be saying something.
What do you feel about Aaron? Random? What do you feel about Aaron?
I would actually interested to see what Random says.
Yeah, because
about Aaron.
Yeah, if you were in position,
look, when we did the What If episode, and J. Rob said, "I would have loved to see what Armin Arlit would have done with that power."
Yeah.
You have the ability to see everything that has happened and everything that will happen, and your ultimate solution is to murk the world. That's your ultimate solution. It's commit wholesale genocide.
Mm-hmm.
But Random,
it's not right. It's not.
Random, I have a question for you, Random. Did you see a
I'm the villain of
how to say
Random's the princess? Because come on, bro.
Aaron's a villain.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Random's favorite characters already got one of them weird one of them weird cases. So you feel me?
That's not the point. That's not the point. That's not even that. You can do that all you want.
They got one of them weird cases.
You had the ability to do everything. You had the ability.
He looked at every scenario he could. Random.
Yeah,
then keep trying. Then keep trying.
Random.
Wholesale genocide should not be the answer.
Again and again and again and again and again. So we don't know the definite number.
The problem is
Rudy has got a weird case.
Hold on. Yo, Random, ignore that. The problem with this is that he looked at all the possibilities and he did not see a future where his friends could survive. And the problem with this is that he doesn't have time. Time is not on his side because we know that Titan shifters are on a limited amount of time. They're like he was closer to death than life. So he had to guarantee that when I die, my friends are going to survive. Because if I do nothing, if I don't do this to the extent I do it, even though it's wrong, my friends are going to die. So then the question is, should he have not done it and let his friends die?
Okay, if I
friends and family, like should he let his people die?
If I would have kept trying, that's just me. I would have kept. Stop. Let me finish. Okay. I understand that that's what he did to protect his family, but there had to be another answer than that, and I would have kept trying. I would have. I'm not resorting to wholesale genocide. I'm not resorting to that.
Here's the problem with that, though.
I ain't gonna lie, though.
Is that the story?
I'm about to crash out.
Can I crash? I'll crash out after me. Let me follow up after you, Ty. I got some.
Yeah, I got you. The problem with that is that
I'm fine. God bless me. I'm not resorting to wholesale genocide.
Hold on. The problem that is
a compliment, bro.
I'm defending myself right now. I'm defending myself.
Random. It's just me and you right now. No one else is here. Just me and you. If the story did not present other options, we can't then say there were other options. That's how, like, the story.
No, there was other options, Ty. There was.
Hold on a second. Let me clarify. Other options that guarantee his friend's survival. That's what I'm. I was just about to say no other
caveat behind it.
Exactly. There are no other options that guaranteed his friends and family survival. And if that's the case, we can't then say yes, there were if the story didn't present any. The difference with like this and maybe other situations that the story clearly showed other options, but if this story did not show any other options, how can then we say there was an option?
Can I say this too? Like, the other part of this that I don't understand, and this is why, like, again, Riddell and Random, y'all be getting on my nerves with this extra strong sense of justice sometimes, because it don't make sense all the time to me. I don't always understand where y'all be coming from. Because I'm not. Listen. Yes, you are a little bit. Yes, you are. But I'm not. It's not a shot. I just don't always understand how y'all feel so just sometimes. Because, like, Random, the reality is, could there have been another solution? Probably. They could have found a way to find peace between themselves and going out their way to have the world learn about a paradise and try to connect and all of that. But the reality of it is that on an island far off are these human beings that turn into these massive cannibalistic monsters. And the truth of the matter is, Random, if they were to leave them alive, right? Let's just say there was some way that he tried to coexist. Aaron's goal of trying to keep his friends safe, let's say after his time as the founding Titan is up, he doesn't guarantee their safety, because the truth of the matter is that reign of violence and war is going to come back around, because there's going to be some human out there that is not okay with that there being an island full of humans that turn into these huge creatures. And so there's going to come up with better anti-Titan warfare. Somebody may feel like we need to blow that island up and get rid of those people because they always pose a threat. So the fact that they exist was always a threat to humanity's eyes. And this idea that there was a better way for Aaron to go out his way to protect his friends, I don't know what you wanted him to do.
All right, real
they could have tried the peacekeeper thing, but was that a long-term solution? No, it wasn't.
So when it comes to the Aaron conversation, because I hate illogical bullshit. I hate the opportunistic side. They're like, oh, there's always another way. There's always another way. Sometimes in life, in life, there's not always another way. Sometimes it's either this way or nothing. If he said like, oh, I found every I looked through every situation I could, where to the point where he had to sacrifice his own mother. So I'm pretty sure he tried. And at the same time, when he's like, oh, I couldn't stop the cycle of hatred, but I could at least make sure that like my friends got to live life. That means to me, oh, you exhausted every option that you could.
I think Aaron.
That's
how
literally
emotional Aaron is. I don't think he considered every option.
Instead of a make-a-wish bullshit.
This is not make-a-wish. With how emotional Aaron is.
This is again so random. My question is this: what solution? This is what I always ask. What solution would you have preferred?
The thing is, they don't have a solution. They
just have Lonnie. If it was
Lonnie, I'm gonna tell you what the solution is. Lonnie, I know what the solution would be. They would have tried to find peace with them other countries.
No.
And when them other countries would have bombed the island, they'd have been confused like we had a peace treaty.
No. I'm not saying
you just don't like the actual solution, Random, because you don't have one.
That at all. My solution is if I couldn't find it, which I do in real life, if it was possible, I would have given the power to somebody else who could find more opportunities than me.
Nigga, what are you talking about, bro? So just for this next person to see 1,000 other ways. And get me wrong, I did pose the question: what would Armin do with it?
Because Armin would have done better than Aaron would have.
How do you know? How do you know?
Armin does not rely on emotions as much as Aaron does.
Hold on, time out.
Armin's more logical.
Hold on, let me
You would have found a better way.
Time out, Random.
What's the better way, Random?
Because you being but Lonnie, he's not even being true about Armin's character. The same way Aaron's philosophy was to make sure that his people live to see the next day. I promise you, Armin thought with the same level of conviction about the people that he loved. He was saving.
In the alternate reality, if Armin gets the power and he doesn't find a different solution, then what?
Not only that,
you don't know if he could. You're not going to cut off one possibility, Lonnie.
Hold on, Random. Armin legitimately sacrificed himself in the show. He's already showed you that he's willing to go to a place you shouldn't have to in order to get the goal done. He literally fried his entire body.
Not only that. When he learned that Aaron was going after everybody, he was like, Armin's problem is where he was going after the innocent people. But when he stomped out the world and stuff, Armin was like, okay, we should be good now. Like Armin was like, yeah, this should be good. But he said, wait, he's going after innocent people too? Oh, hold on a second. Now we can't do that much. But as far as he was part of the rumbling, Armin was, yeah. Armin was like, He was
my problem is look, I am not going to sit here. And every time I watch Attack on Titan and I watch that group of people pushing the baby forward as they're all dying, if he just turned it on Marley, I'd have no problem. But 80% of the world was gone.
All right,
80%. So what's the solution, Random?
After you kill Marley and the next country comes after them, then what?
Yeah, exactly.
Then what? When you destroy Marley and the next 3 countries come after you, then what?
I hate opinions without solutions.
Mobilize immediately.
Don't tell me like, oh, this is wrong, but then not give me something that's right.
No.
Don't say like, oh, this is the wrong choice. But you don't have the right choice.
You don't need a solution to know that. Those were wrong actions.
What's the right choice, Random? What's the right choice?
Are they not wrong?
What's the right choice to do, Random? What did you
exactly? You don't have the right answer. You don't have
matter if I don't have. Those are still objectively wrong actions.
I don't have them. The whole world was scared of
what's the right action, Random? So what's the right action,
Random? The whole world was scared of these people, Random. Just because you stomped out Marley, this is what y'all losing me. You think if they would have stomped out Marley and got rid of them, you think that would have made the rest of the countries less afraid of Paradise? This man snapped his fingers and crushed an entire country of people.
The whole world declared war. The whole world declared war already.
What would you think they're going to kill their enemies with this overwhelming power, then go back and live happily, and the people across the water are not going to remember that this group of people just crushed us in an instant? What happens if they're mad at us? Because the thing that we don't act like we realize is that as human instincts, because it happens in every society, humans, when they see something that is different or something that they feel like is more formidable, they are usually afraid of it, and it creates prejudice every single time, bro. Every single time.
It was not just Marley. Like, the funny thing about this is we kind of ignored this. Aaron sat underneath that stage.
Facts.
And Aaron said, I'm not gonna act until I hear them. Aaron waited until the entire world said we're destroying Perry. We're going to destroy Aaron till he acted. He didn't say, you know what? I'm just going to destroy y'all. He waited to see how the world was going to act, and the world banded together to annihilate his people.
Literally.
But the problem, and here's my thing, Randall. I think a few things can be true at the same time. I think that was his only option, and I think that it was his only option, but I also think his only option was wrong. Two things can exist. I do think he was wrong for what he did.
I agree.
But Randall, stop. You don't agree because I said it's the only option. You think he has other options. The problem with this is that in stories, if the author says this is all there is, like for example, in Dragon Ball there are 7 Dragon Balls. I can't say, you know what? But I feel like there's an 8th one on Earth. No, there's not. There's not an 8th one. The story says that it's only 7 on Earth. I can't pretend that there's an extra one. There's not. You can't say there's other options when the story said there's not. You can't say that. Like the story said, Aaron looked through all solutions. There's not another one that guarantees his friend's survival. If the author says there is no other option, you can't then say yes, there is. Based on what?
Look, then we're just gonna be at this point where I'm never gonna like it. That's fine. And I'm always gonna look. This is just me. This is how I try to solve problems in my life. I'm always looking, always gonna look. That's just me.
Well, I have a question for you, Random. If you're on a time limit too, are you gonna look into your death and just never pull the trigger and let your friends die? Because we have to remember, he doesn't just have this power, and they're in the war, and the countries are at a stalemate. They're actively murdering them. So if you're on a time, let's say you got a year left with the Founding Titan, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna keep looking, and I'm gonna keep looking
until the day you die.
And then miss your window.
And then your friends died, and then you failed.
Because you do, honestly, Rand, you do realize that he can't just pass the power on and find a solution because they're actively in a war. It's not like they're saying we're gonna attack about 10 years. They're killing them right now.
I understand that, but I'm gonna keep looking. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. I'm gonna keep looking. And this is where me and hold on, Ty. Let me say this and I'll be quiet. This is where me and Lonnie are different. I'm not gonna sit there and realize all those innocent people. I just can't live with that. I just can't.
At the same time, if you don't have an actual solution, then you're just objectively wrong.
Then we're both in the wrong pile, Lonnie. Then we're both in the wrong pile together.
I want to ask more.
Wholesale genocide. I'm not going to live with that.
This is the only solution, and then you say no. There's another solution, but you don't have anything to give me for the other solution. You're wrong. You're
being the wrong pile.
That's the definition of chatting. That's the definition of chatting, Random. That's just chatting.
I don't care if I'm chatting. You're with me in the wrong pile. Because you're perfectly okay with murdering billions of people.
It doesn't even have to do with that. If I have a solution for something, forget the killing. Real quick.
Forget the killing, but that's
in any situation, if I have a solution and you say that's the wrong solution, and I ask you, okay, so what's the right solution? I don't know. It's just not that one. You're wrong. You're stupid for that.
We're gonna read more books and find it.
You just gotta figure it out. That's just the wrong way.
I think I don't like about all of this.
I want to say one last thing, Dale. I'm gonna say this. I guess it's this small thing to Random. Again, I do think it's wrong. I would have done it to save my family, even though I'm making a horrible decision. I have to do it. So I'm asking you this question because we know they're actively in a war and they're actively bombing them. They're actively murdering them. Would you have just allowed yourself just to die eventually? Because that's what you would have to do.
Pretty much. You okay with your people dying?
So it's not. I don't think it's about that. It's not being okay with it.
No, I'm just saying it is. No, because you got to call a spade here, bro.
Okay with it.
Ty, you literally. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Not being okay with it.
Yes, it is. Because Ty.
How am I being okay with that? Who said I'm being okay with my people dying?
You are okay with it because your idea is the reality of it is your idea is to keep all these people alive, right? You want everybody to be able to live.
That want you dead, by the way.
You want to be able to coexist with all of these people who want you dead. All of these people that you sat under a building and listen to them cheer and gallivant about how they're going to come together to destroy you and everything that you hold dear because of what you were born with, not something that you asked to be. As somebody who should 100% know what it's like to be born a way that you didn't ask for, and people have a issue with it, you should be able to understand that even when having to make a decision, whether that decision is truly right or truly wrong, sometimes that decision just has to be made because the truth of the matter is, Random, nobody wants to commit worldwide genocide. We all agree that worldwide genocide is not the most ideal because babies and children, Eren Yeager was killing innocent bystanders who didn't have a choice in whether they got to live or die. understandably why that is wrong. But on the other side of it, Random, if your goal is to protect your people and you want to leave them with what? A paper that says, hey, we're not gonna mess with the Eldians anymore. We're not gonna go to Paradise anymore. I wonder how many treaties in history have been destroyed and not respected in the life of politics and war. It's happened countless times where treaty was broken, time in and time out. And the reality is, Random, your only solution for Eren Yeager is a peace treaty. Because there's nothing
that is your only solution. They won't sign it, by the way.
That's your only solution. If that's the solution you want, your solution is a peace treaty. Because the truth of the matter is, you do not care about the everlasting existence of the race of your people, because by you signing a peace treaty with people who are inherently scared of you because of the power you possess, who wanted you dead not too long ago until you got the upper hand in the war, you think their minds are just going to change because you're like, I'm going to put the Titan powers away. We're going to agree to not bother each other anymore, and we're going to stay on this side of the world. You have too much faith in humanity to be that naive to think that there was another way for Eren Yeager. And the best thing that Eren Yeager could have done was make that irrational decision and allow his friends to be the decision makers of the result.
I'll
this
just be naive.
This is what I'll say, and then we'll move on. I mean, I've already talked about Eren. The situation was very much impossible. And if I were to play devil's advocate, I think the only thing you could argue is that you use the rumbling as a smoking gun, in the sense that you try to have basically conversations, discussions, diplomatic meetings with other leaders, and you threaten them. You threaten every single one of them to give you complete sovereignty, or you're going to destroy the entire world. And then at that point, you'll be completely isolated, but you won't have to release it unless they
is intimidation a good option?
J-Rob, let me give
hold on.
Let me ask you a question. You use intimidation. Can I ask you a question, Riddell? Let me ask Riddell this, because he talked about intimidation, which is an option, Riddell. But let me ask you this. Intimidation and telling your peers that if you bother us, we are going to stomp you with our massive Goliath Titans. You think world leaders across the world are okay with having that looming over their heads?
Of course,
they're just going to live their lives like that.
Hold on.
And Riddell, we know that in life, science advances, things get better. Because obviously in Attack on Titan, they showed you cities, airplanes, all of that in Attack on Titan. And they were still having wars in that society. You're telling me if the Titans stand there with this smoking gun, as you called it, you think in 100 years they wouldn't find a way to stop all these Titans? There wouldn't be some sort of anti-Titan nuke that they would come up with over the next 100,
they were already doing it.
They're all, at the end of the day, they're going to come up with weapons to solve that problem, and then they're going to nuke that island.
We saw it in season 4. They were using when
Marley was at war.
Marley was at war. They were going against high technology. They were losing. So like they were already the war was already advancing enough. I guess the thing is random. I don't even blame you for it not wanting to pull that trigger. But I guess the solution is that y'all would just die. I mean, the
solution is give somebody a serum and have them eat random, because you are fucked if you don't.
But let me respond.
Your race is fucked.
So J-Rob, I think in this situation, one of the problems with the solution that I propose is that it doesn't achieve what Eren truly wants to achieve, which is freedom. They won't be free. They'll be isolated and they'll be completely cut off from the rest of the world. They won't truly be free and peaceful. So that's one problem. And two, you're gonna have a looming threat your entire life that other actors are going to be doing something. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to create a whole intelligence unit to like basically watch people 24/7. So it's going to be bad regardless. I think it's going to be bad regardless. So it's really kind of pick your poison type of situation. In Eren's situation, I think one thing that random you do have to give grace for Eren. He knew his plan was going to fail. He knew he was going to die, which is why he said Armin fixed the world, and Armin did fix the world. So That's the biggest part about it, because Aaron knew he was going to fail. He knew he was going to kill a lot of people, but he trusted that Armin was going to be the one in that situation to solve everything, which I do give credence. Killing 80% of the population, I mean, yeah, I think that's objectively bad, but it was a tough situation regardless.
And crazy about it is one last thing. They came back in 100 years and still like had beef. So it's like if he had killed less people, they would just came back sooner. And so they were like, regardless of what Aaron did, they were going to murder Parides, regardless.
Things can be bad, but not wrong at the same time. Like,
I think it
could be wrong, but sometimes you got to make a decision. Like you have
Lonnie keeps trying to. That statement by Lonnie right there is why I always gonna have a problem with him with that. It was just a completely wrong action, and me personally,
you don't have a solution for the action.
My solution is just you just don't like my solution.
What I'm saying,
what is your solution? What is it? What is it?
My solution is the fact that I couldn't do it, so I damn my people when my people are gonna die anyway. You just don't like my solution.
Wait, Random.
What's your solution? What is your solution?
Hold on. I have to ask Random this question. So, do you agree with Zeke?
I don't agree with Zeke.
Wait. Why don't you agree?
Why not?
Because he's euthanizing them. I don't like that.
That don't work. Nobody got to die.
Backwards.
Nobody got to die.
Paradise is getting killed anyway.
So
yeah,
you talking in circles, bro.
I think this thing about
your solution is blind faith. That's what your solution is.
Yes.
So you don't think the euthanization plan was a solution?
So your solution is blind faith.
I think the problem with Zeke's plan is that if he would have euthanized them, they would have murdered them regardless. But I think in Zeke's mind that they won't, but they would have. But let's say for today's conversation, they wouldn't have. If you still have a problem with that, then low key, I ain't gonna lie to you, Randall. The world, like I don't know.
Can you give me an example where blind faith? Can you give me an example where blind faith is tangible and a solution? Randall,
give an example where blind faith is tangible.
Well, Aaron had what she said.
Aaron literally had blind faith in Armin.
This is fine.
You could argue that one.
I guess it's fine for Randall. The only thing that you would like is that they're both. I think the only thing that Randall would like in a scenario if both sides just stop fighting, which was my solution. Leave Paradise alone.
The guy who runs Demon Slayer, a Demon Slayer course, blind faith, his people will beat the demons. Yeah, literally for generations. And it literally worked.
That's still found people who could do it. Them actually killing demons. So I'm saying,
get the fuck out of here, Lon. You know exactly what I meant. I answered your question. I literally answered your question when blind faith is a solution. He had blind faith in his Demon Slayer core, and they did the job.
Yeah, so he has faith in people that do something. So what's your solution to end the war? You just said, is it just belief?
And those circumstances weren't the same because the time crunch isn't even there
at all. But
so he had time to wait and
I'm saying, like, what's your tangible solution? Is it if it's just blind faith? I can't even agree with that. To disagree. That just doesn't make sense.
You just don't. The last question.
It's not that I don't like because your solution is. I just think it'll work out.
Random, what is the solution?
I'm not sacrificing my. I'm not. Look, Santos.
Okay. That's not the answer though. What would you have done?
I would not have done the rumbling. I would not have done.
So what is your? That's you not doing the rumbling is not an answer to the problem.
It's not an answer to the question. You're just saying.
What would you have done to sustain the life and legacy and generations to come of Eldians and the people of Paradise? What would you have done? Saying not doing the rumbling while you're at war with people, how would you have defended your people? What do you do?
I don't have an answer to that, but I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing the rumbling. We can move on. This is the
I'm not doing the rumbling. This is just where our morals are. I'm not burning the whole world.
No, that's fine. If you don't buy the
we don't have an actual answer. That's the problem.
We gotta hold him down and give him a serum, y'all, because we will not be. We will be all dead.
Okay, J-Rob, if you hold me down, give me the serum, and then you eat me. I am presuming that you have a better.
My plan is I will take on the mantle and be the sacrificial lamb for the greater good of Random, of you and your kids and their kids and their kids. Because at the end of the day, whether I want to make this decision or not, my responsibility is to the greater good and of my people. And I have to make a decision to make sure that you can live to see 70 years old, and your kid can live to see 80, 90, and everybody can live for as long as they possibly can. So if one person has to die for the sake of our own people, and we have to do some bad things to get there for you to live on, I'll be the sacrificial lamb. I'll live with that, because at the end of the day, if I don't become the sacrificial lamb, this is why I say, like, when the whole was Aaron right? Like, I think that question is so gray, because it's not as black and white as was he right or was he wrong. He made a decision that he thought that would allow his friends, family, and the people that look like him to live in a prosperous life. But to sit here and act like I'm going to leave and allow my people to be a sitting duck for whoever's nonsense to come and attack them, I'm not going to do that, because that doesn't guarantee their survival, especially when I know that people across the water are making nuclear powered weaponry to make sure that they don't exist anymore. So I'll take the bullet if it means prosperity for my people.
Quick Armin question before we move on. If Armin did get the power and he said that there was no other solution, then what?
You don't know that, though.
Okay, no.
You're immediately locking it down to one section.
Yeah, we move on.
You don't know that.
The story
You don't know
told
how
us-
Armin would
the
have
story told
done
us-
with the founding Titan powers. You don't.
We have to.
No. This is my
move
problem with this question that Lonnie keeps asking. He immediately goes to the worst case scenario. What if Armin did find a solution, Lonnie? If I ask that question, what if he find a
Then
solution?
you go with that solution. That makes sense.
Yes.
But I'm thinking
So
if there's
then
no
I'm not
actual
gonna
other
let you just
solution,
cut.
that
I'm
doesn't
not
make
gonna let you
sense.
just cut off one side of the paper.
He wouldn't have. The story said there was no other option, so he would not have found a solution.
We don't
I
know
agree with
that.
you,
We don't
Sally.
know that.
I do. The story said so. What do we say?
All right,
We'll
let's
we'll
move
just
on.
agree to
Let's
disagree.
move on.
We'll just agree to disagree.
Actually, perfect timing. Thank you. Drink more water. He sent the super chat. It's not popping up on me. I see it on my. Oh, here we go.
I just popped up.
$5 super chat by Drink More Water. Appreciate you, my boy. He said, was the Yuta Gojo twist more of a shocker than Sukuna taking over Megami? I feel like the moment was more of a surprise and the buildup was crazy.
I think the Yuta Gojo was a bigger twist, because Sukuna's we knew that he was like interested in Megami from like chapter like 10. And there was he risked he saved him in Shibuya. There was multiple scenarios where, like, remember he fought that cursed spirit, that special grade, and you hear Sukuna saying good job. We knew that he wanted Megami in some way. But now the surprise was like the moment he did it was the shocking part.
Agreed.
Yeah. For me with Megami, like at first I thought it was like when Megami kept on like hinting at like Maharaga or whatever, I thought like, oh, maybe that's what Sukuna's after. And then when Sukuna fought Maharaga, you can clearly see that's not what he was interested in. So I just assumed that he kind of wants Megami, but the Yuta Gojo thing is a lot more of a shock.
Yeah. Okay, so what we can do one of two things, because we're about 2 hours and 17 minutes in. We can save the bracket for next episode, or we can do the bracket if y'all want to. And if we don't do the bracket, we could do some quick hot takes and then wrap it up. So what do y'all want to do?
Quick hot takes. I don't know.
Hot takes,
Yeah, the bracket might take a little bit long, so we'll save that for next episode. But so let me pull up the Discord. All right, so what we're gonna do to wrap up the show is we got some hot takes. If y'all haven't already, make sure y'all join our Discord, where we have a channel where you can drop some hot takes, and then we can react to it. So I'll either drop a question on our YouTube community page or our Discord for you guys to ask your questions at. But we got a couple of them. In, so we're gonna kind of talk about them or react to them, of course. So let me pull this up. Hopefully y'all didn't say anything crazy in this Discord. No lie, trying to get us cooked. All right. This was the first hot take. We actually talked about in this last episode. Santo said Gojo's only a good sensei because he is broken. If he wasn't OP, he might have been bottom of the list sensei / teacher. We talked about that a little bit last time.
The story actually suggests otherwise. The story saying because he's OP, his teaching skills aren't the best.
What about the one under it? Gohan is given power by Dev. Good old Dev.
Da Vinci.
I mean,
I don't agree with that.
He just has latent potential.
Yeah, I would say there's literally human beings born with potential, guys. I can't get behind that.
But they're not just getting it unlocked for free.
I would say we know that the story said that because he's a
Yeah,
hybrid.
I don't agree with that either, Miles. I know niggas that's jumping 40 feet and got that shit for free.
Oh, you talking about
We know he has better
Yeah.
genetics because when Nappa and Vegeta first saw Gohan injured rats, they said when Saiyan's DNA mixes with Earthlings, it probably just creates hybrids, and all the hybrids are like crazy potential. So
theoretically they should be better than.
Right.
All right, I'm not gonna pull up just in case y'all say some crazy stuff, so I'm gonna just read it off my phone. Simboji said, "Hot take: Black Clover does the Naruto trope better than Naruto."
what's the
This is
Naruto?
the
Good
Naruto
trope.
trope.
So
I don't
what is
know.
it? Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura. That's what I'm assuming. So
Wait,
Noel, Yuno, and Asta.
I don't think that's what he's talking about. It
What-
might be. Is it a talk no jutsu, or is it the hard work thing that people keep on saying? I think it's the hard work thing, actually.
But
I think
Well, he said trope, so that's why I thought
People
Noel.
miss-
What's the trope part of it? Yeah.
people think that Naruto's whole thing was that he was an underdog and he had to work hard to get what he wants. So people are saying that Naruto doesn't do that well.
But I ain't gonna lie, I think people gotta realize that Naruto was a prodigy that just ain't have no parents or structure.
He was set up to succeed, low key.
Miles.
genetically.
The boy's chakra pool was
Prodigy?
stupid.
yeah, not I wouldn't say. I think the
He
prodigies.
wasn't prodigious.
The prodigies in Naruto were described as people who kick at Genkais, like Sasuke.
Yeah,
Those are prodigies.
yeah.
I think that Naruto was talented. I don't know. I would say
Hold
prodigy.
on. Naruto
He had high potential, but he wasn't prodigious.
What I'm saying is, you don't think. What I'm saying is, I don't think Naruto would have been like
If he didn't have the
When-
nine tails, he would
when-
be.
if he with the nine tail between having the nine tails and having probably the most immense chakra pool of any ninja in his class at that time, and especially of what we've learned about like his heritage, I feel like I could call him a prodigy only because if he grew up in a situation where Minato was around, the type of ninja he would be by the time he got to the academy, I think would be way different from what we've seen from Naruto. Because when you don't have no structure and your life is around trying to stand out and getting people to learn about you, I think he barely did a shadow clone. Yeah, he barely could do a shadow clone, but at the same time, he also spent the night and learned how to make 100 shadow clones.
But J-Rob,
Even with that's from the fact that he has so much chakra. So I think a latent ability or latent difference about you could make you a prodigy or a talent, you know.
yeah, J-Rob, to your point and against his point about the shadow clone, when Jiraiya looked at his seal, he was saying, "Oh, a lot of his chakra is bound into like sealing, is that keeping the seal on the nine tails." So a lot of his chakra. So he was like, "It's a surprise that he's able to do these jutsus when so much of his chakra is being reserved and kept from him to keep the nine tails down." So him being able to just do these shadow clones to like run on water and all this other stuff, while a good portion of his chakra pool is holding back the nine tails, that says a lot. So if he didn't have the nine tails, imagine how many shadow clones he could have done from the jump.
I
And all
would
this
say he
stuff,
has good genes. I wouldn't call him a
Yeah, he has
prodigy.
his
Yeah.
chakra
He's great
system is
genes.
genetic, and I think
Yeah.
what you're describing is literally a product of his hard work.
Yeah.
No, he has really. Good
I don't know if
genetics.
I don't know if I say his genes are great because they said that
No, being an Uzumaki, so his DNA, the fact
Yeah,
that
yeah,
that's
I'm gonna say just him just have a lot of chakra is really where it kind of ends.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking
He
about.
probably
Yo,
could
I
have
ain't gonna
been
lie,
Barber.
Santo. I don't know anything that you've ever agreed with me with. So I mean, of course.
It's not, but
I mean, I think you sub me more than anybody in the chat. You never agree with anything I say, but you just try to you just don't direct it to me. You just type it out subliminally. Go ahead, Miles. Just keeping it a buck.
no, y'all got it. Never mind.
All right, next one is Naruto. This is from Sasi Avelli. Shout out Sauce. He said Naruto should have let us see Naruto as the Hokage first instead of giving us Boruto first.
I agree.
True.
What would that have done for us though?
Yeah,
People just
make
want to
us
see
happy.
there wasn't too much there wasn't too much crazy things.
there's really no conflict in like.
Yeah, there was nothing going on.
I mean,
He was
they
able
could have
to
made us
offset-
happy before they gave us Boruto.
Yeah, slice
and
of
ruined our-
life.
and ruined our move.
Slice of life.
So yeah, if y'all,
But I ain't gonna lie, you need major conflicts that are greater than the previous to make a story like interesting.
which is why when Naruto ended the anime, they did the little thing with Sasuke. They kind of bridged the gap where they.
Wait, can I ask y'all a question?
What's
Can I ask y'all a
up?
question? Did y'all think Kakashi was a prodigy during his time?
Kakashi was a prodigy. Yeah.
Yes.
But why? Can I ask why do y'all think he was a prodigy?
Wait, who?
Because he was a
Kakashi.
Jonin. He was a
But what I'm
Jonin.
saying, like, why? Like, because remember, Ty, you said that your thoughts on being a prodigy was like Kekkei Genkais and stuff like that. What did Kakashi have that made him a prodigy?
No, I was also referring to like his Naruto generation of like those to me are.
But I'm saying, what abilities did Kakashi have that made him a prodigy?
I think that
you don't think he just had structure because of his dad?
Well,
his dad died, and his dad was really
I would say I think what really made him a prodigy is like him making the Chidori and his progression as a he was a Jonin.
He was the youngest. And he was the youngest.
Youngest than I'm. Yeah, I'm hip.
Itachi broke his record later.
Yeah, I'm hip. But obviously, what I'm saying with Itachi, we know he was the youngest because of like his abilities. What I'm asking is like, what was obviously Kakashi learning how to do the Chidori, Todd, the same way you talked about me talking about the Shadow Clones. That can't just be attributed to our work. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what makes Kakashi a prodigy is what I'm asking y'all. Like, what about him being a fast learner? You know, being a quick progressive learner.
He created
the same thing with Minato, J-Rob.
I think
exactly. That's my.
I got you. I got you. I think he's a prodigy because of his.
Minato was like he has like the highest grades.
No, I think that him being a prodigy was based on how his fast progression as a kid, like that made him a prodigy. Like bro was a Jonin. Ambu's like bro was like 12.
He's a leader, intelligence. Like him as a ninja is a prodigy in terms of techniques. I mean, he created the Chidori, to be fair, which is like creating your own jutsu is ridiculous in general.
As a kid.
Yeah, so
I'm not doubting that he wasn't a prodigy. I don't doubt that he wasn't a prodigy.
Yeah.
What I'm asking you is like, when y'all talk about him being a prodigy, is it from his abilities or just his ability to learn fast? Like, is it because of what he was born with or just who he is, like how he is as a person? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I feel like sometimes it can be case by case.
I don't know. Like, I don't see
a combination of both.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Just asking.
Yeah, I agree. Next one is Gojo beat Sukuna in 1-on-1 in a 1-on-1.
He died. What do you mean?
Hot take by Simp Boji, by the way.
It was 1-on-1.
So we ain't read, huh?
It was a 1-on-1 fight. Here's my confusion, right? People don't think it's a 1-on-1 fight because they don't like how Sukuna's abilities work. Sukuna has the ability to take your body and use those curse techniques. Him using the 10 shouts is him using his power.
Okay, but without Maharaga, who wins?
We can't do that. We can't do that.
He said
no. I still think Sukuna wins.
He said in a 1-on-1 battle. He said in a 1-on-1 battle.
I know this is a different question. You know, I'm just
Maharaga's the Shinigami. We've seen multiple Shinigami.
I'll say right now, I'm answering the hot take. They fought a 1-on-1 battle and he lost. He died.
I'm gonna say they fought though. They got the 1-on-1. Like,
you cannot like that. Like you cannot like that he's summoned Shikigami using his power, but that's just strange.
Yeah, like come on, y'all. And I'm kind of with Miles. I think even without Maharaga, he would have figured out a way to.
He would still won.
Yeah, he would have won, bro.
Okay. I was just curious. I agree with what you said, Ty. I never taxed him, but without Maharaga, I was curious about what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah, Naruto is not planetary.
All right, next hot take is by Luis. He said Saitama doesn't beat Goku.
I'm rocking with King Lion Ty on that. King Lion's taking the moving beat.
I don't think he is either. I don't think he is.
Yeah,
so Saitama's not beating Goku.
He's not.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We got a hot take by Prodigy.
I mean, we literally don't know Saitama's limit at all, but sure.
Go ahead.
It doesn't touch.
Oh, you think you can beat Goku? Nah, I'm not jacking it.
Random, I'm with you. Don't worry. I'm with you.
I'm a big Saitama guy, but until we see it, he's not.
But I ain't gonna lie though.
When I hear his potential.
But I ain't
gonna lie. But we go off potential, then like maybe eventually when we see it. But like
but he farting stars away, so maybe
that's what I'm saying.
If you fart stars away,
at this point, there's still. I'm kind of in y'all camp. I think
that might be with Saitama actually.
I think he will beat a showcase, but until he has that feat, him destroying Jupiter's moon, that's like Kid Goku level. Like,
Frieza literally blew up Planet Vegeta. in his first form.
Because he's never had the opportunity to destroy a
That's
planet.
why
I know,
saying,
but
we gotta
the
read
point is that when he does it, then we'll say yes. That's the point.
And
I like going off of facts, not type. I don't like hypotheticals.
Miles, real quick. How do you think Cosmic Fear Garo would do against the DBZ verse?
Garo?
Yeah, Garo with the power of God and all that.
I think first form Frieza wiped him.
Oh, Garo? Yeah, Garo's weaker than Saitama. What?
I just think that the fact that Saitama literally has no visible limit, it's not a. I think that's what makes me give him the automatic edge. There's no edge.
Right.
But Garo has a limit. We saw.
No, the only thing because everybody he fights, he always just gets better, no matter who it is. Like Goku hit his limit fighting Jiren. Goku hit his limit multiple times.
He's not beating He's getting no diff, bro. Come on.
I'm not saying Garo. I'm saying
Saitama.
Saitama. We'll just. We've never even seen him really. Okay, maybe the Garo fight you could say he kind of took it seriously, but when the man's farting on stars, I don't think he's taking it that seriously.
I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of crazy though.
But Goku can destroy a whole universe too. I mean,
we don't know that. We don't know that.
Yeah, I think that that's at least the.
He's not even the strongest character in his own verse though.
He doesn't need to be because his verse is disgusting. The verse is disgusting.
Man, we should really need to be talking about Saitama versus Broly. That's real limitless.
Broly was fighting Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta.
I'm about to say they're stronger than Broly now. Right now the current they're stronger.
Yeah, they're stronger than him.
Yeah, Vegeta beat him in a training session.
They passed him already.
The last chapter.
My boy Broly not going out like that.
Talk about a guy getting a glow up, by the way.
My dog about to get an animalistic form. I promise they're gonna bring back Super Saiyan 4 like type look.
Just for Broly? I'd rock with that.
Oh my God.
I'd rock with
Might be with Broly and Gohan. I'm not gonna
Broly coming out with the fur on his joint. I'm telling you, he's gonna have green fur. It is looking like that. It's gonna be crazy.
They literally have like the same type of power up, Broly and Gohan. Like they're gonna be basically the same type of character in terms of their powers. I'm telling you. All right. What? Oh, Dan, I am watching Fate Apocrypha, so I'm 12 episodes in. A few more. Prodigy said, "Long-running shonen isn't for casuals. Long-term storytelling is better than instant gratification. The One Piece ending is going to be a masterpiece. Death battles are important for discourse."
Death battles like what?
Like the YouTube channel Death Battle?
Like you pick two people to fight.
Yeah, but they be cherry picking, bro. Like they had Guts fight the dude from Fire Emblem, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Talking about Ike?
No, it was a dude from Three Houses, the spirit guy. He gets He gets whipped by Guts. He gets whipped by him. It's not even close. Like, take Guts.
Are you saying the matchups be bad?
The matchups are horrible. I understand they're doing it because they need clicks. That's why they keep. The next time Goku gets a new
people
form,
also suggest these matchups too. To be fair,
yeah. So the next time Goku gets a new form, he's gonna fight Superman again, and he's gonna lose again because that's what they're just gonna keep doing. So, but when they put Guts versus Nightmare from Soul Calibur, and then they put Shang Tsung versus Akuma, and I'm like, the minute Akuma does the Satsui no Hado, Shang Tsung's cooked.
I honestly think death battles get a little too much hate. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they're that bad.
I wish they pick better matchups. I wish they pick better matchups.
I do think they cater to the audience sometimes, but some death battles are pretty good. I'm like, okay, I can see the logic. So, which I mean,
Sora versus
somebody. They had Link beat Cloud. Come on. Biased.
I'm not caught up with either.
They said Cloud could not get past Link's shield. I was like,
biased. Nigga killed a god.
What did Link's shield do? What did Link's shield do?
Huh? I wouldn't give a damn. My boy killed a god.
Like, I understand the master, the shield. What? I understand the shield is like damn near one of the best shields in media, but I'm like, come on, bro.
I mean, with that, you also have Deadpool versus Deathstroke, which was fire. I remember watching that back in the day. Yeah, and they had the right victor. Deadpool, of course.
They did Ryu versus.
But everybody knew who was going to win that.
If they would have got that wrong.
I'm going to lie. Everybody knows Deadpool better than is stronger.
Well, Deathstroke was made off Deadpool, so.
Yeah, come on, dog.
No, other way around.
And Deadpool literally has a healing factor, bro. Like it's
for sure.
Come on, dog.
His healing factor makes Wolverines look like crap.
Facts. Like his is one of the best in his.
Oh, you're
in
right.
his
Bro. I apologize.
Didn't he regenerate from like a drop of blood? His is crazy.
Bro,
All right, last one.
It's not even close, bro.
This is from Mazer. Shout out Mazer. He said, Shadow Garden versus the Tomb of Nazarick versus the Jura Tempest Federation.
The Jura Tempest Federation.
Yeah, they clear. It's not a conversation.
I'm not gonna go that far.
I don't think they clear. You guys do not understand how powerful Sid is. Like, though, also he's basically Isekai Saitama. We've never.
I
seen
thought you meant like Nazarick. I didn't think you meant.
I think you guys. I understand that. Now, mind you, Shadow Garden is very top heavy. It's very top heavy, like even more than the other ones, right? Because Demiurge is out here from.
I'll be surprised if Sid is comparable to Rimuru. I'm not gonna lie.
You said what?
I'll be surprised if Sid is comparable to Rimuru.
I think you need to. Because this is what? Because you don't read, you don't watch. Lonnie, tell him what happened at the end of season 2. What was Sid doing? Nigga was literally he was walking on the rings of Jupiter and then did an attack that I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even know how to. He's Isekai Saitama. That's who Sid is.
He is Isekai Saitama.
He's Isekai Saitama.
But also, Eminence and Shadow movie trailer dropped. So
crazy. It's overrated, but it got 2 seasons back to back in a movie, and the third season's already on the way.
In like what, overrated. A year and a half? 2 seasons in a movie in a year and a half?
Yeah, you can be overrated and get all that. That's fine.
Overrated.
Yeah, that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
And my boy trolling the whole time, Lottie. Trolling the whole time.
I got a question for y'all before we go, and I have an amendment. I'm sorry to Death Battles. I've just been informed they redid Link versus Cloud, and Cloud won.
W. There you go.
And then my second question, we were on the One Piece topic, and we got dragged into Lonnie's villain fantasy. On the last chapter of One Piece, they basically made a distinction between basically Luffy, Roger, Nika, and Joy Boy. My question to y'all is, do you think in Elbaf we're going to get more lore towards the sun god himself instead of Joy Boy? Or do you think it's all going to be one thing that we cover in Elbaf? Or do you think we don't see anything at all in it?
Elbaf, well, for some reason, the only thing people can talk about with Elbaf is fucking Usopp, which pisses me off. But no, I think it really does. I'm sorry. I've never been a big Usopp person. Everyone's just like, oh, Usopp's power up, Elbaf. Whatever. No, but I think it's gonna be more. I think it's gonna be more Joy Boy because I feel like that's where like a lot of the focus is leading. I feel like they're gonna be more focusing on Joy Boy, and then like I feel like Nika's more like I said like before, Nika's the source. Joy Boy's like the first iteration, and then now it's Luffy. How it was like with Naruto, like what was it Ashura? What's the original? Yeah. Or is it Ashura or is it Indra?
Ashura.
Yeah, so it was Ashura. He was the source, and then Hashirama was like the one that people really knew that like changed the world, God of Shinobi, and then it's Naruto. So I feel like Joy Boy is just gonna be more important to the overall story than Nika. So
it would be kind of strange to me that they're kind of depicting Nika as a character, right? Because there's no devil fruit in One Piece as of right now that you depict the devil fruit itself as basically a character. And of course, it's a mythical zone, but we've met mythical zones as well. So Nika being a character itself would be weird to me, but maybe that ties into the bigger lore on like devil fruits in general. Mm-hmm. So it's possible, but until they kind of dive into that, because I don't think it will be. I think Nika is just a power up that Joy Boy possessed. Now there could have been someone else that possessed Nika's power up, but I think they're going to focus more on Joy Boy as well.
I feel like Nika does have his own story, but like as this last chapter said, the world got turned upside down trying to defeat Joy Boy. So I feel like they have to dive deeper into that first.
Yeah.
The only asterisk I provide, they always mention in regards to Luffy and now Joy Boy, the way in which they fight, and they always call it back to the god. That's the only reason why I think he's going to be somewhat important, because that's always the exact thing is like the sun god Nika spoken of in Elbaf legend. he fought with a body that stretched and contracted. His name was Joyful. So they set the distinction, but they make it clear, like Luffy, they fight the same way. So I don't know.
Maybe I'm curious to see if they introduce more gods too at that point. Then, like,
Please God,
Nick-
no.
Said, please,
Son
God,
God. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised,
said,
even though I
"Please, God,
gave him
no."
I gave him some pushback for like because I used to have conversations with this guy. People say he's stronger than I thought he was at that time. But hey, maybe what's his name? Lightning dude, what's his name?
Oh, Enel.
And now
Anel.
Yeah.
What if he is a like god, thunder, Zeus type?
Co-partner. He's a bum. Keep coping.
he said, "Keep coping." He's a bum.
Someone asked, did any of y'all see the $500 skin in League of Legends?
There's a $500 skin in League of Legends. Let me go.
Nah.
Man, that's like that fucking gold horses.
I'm
in
gonna open
Oblivion
it up.
and
I'm gonna open up
Overwatch.
this. I'm gonna open up the game right now. I'm opening.
I've been playing.
$500. Y'all want to get me to crash out? $500?
Yo, relax.
Relax, gang.
$500?
Oh, there was one last
There better
thing.
be a girl giving you some pussy when you buy that damn.
Oh
skin.
my god.
Jesus.
bro.
Okay, now you're trying to get
$500?
Demonetized.
What are we talking about, bro?
We are
$500 for a
demonetized,
skin?
boys.
Get the fuck out of here.
And
I'm
we are
muting myself,
officially
so I'm gonna crash out.
demonetized, boys.
Celebrate
I
Faker
mean,
making
we
a
could have
home.
been demonetized. Talk about genocide, to be honest. We're going deep in the weeds.
It's just all fictional. YouTube. It's all fictional.
Facts. Fictional pussy too. You know.
Yeah, that was clearly fixed. Lord have mercy.
Jesus Christ. But no, last thing I wanted to say, because I was on random show talking about it because I was crashing out a little bit. So lately we've seen like some reports in Japan, like people getting caught up in stuff. The Sabo voice actor, he got caught up with a fan, and then after with
what you mean by that?
Oh, the Sabo voice actor, I guess he's like in his 60s or something like that, and he was caught up with like a 17-year-old, and like I guess apparently he committed some type of crime, so that's a whole thing. And it's weird. The beginning after the end just finished like their war arc, and it's considered one of the best isekais, but of course, like when that happens, they compare it to other isekais, so people started like on Twitter and TikTok, whatever, they started trashing Mushoku Tensei. And I learned
anyway.
Yeah, so I learned some stuff about Mushoku Tensei that Random eventually went into. And what I wanted to say is, because people hate Mushoku Tensei for justifiable reasons, but
it's trash.
Yeah, but that's the problem with J-Rob, because the story itself objectively is not trash, except for one aspect. So the aspect is Rudius and like a lot of the pervy stuff. But when you look at world building, when you look at
Rudius got a weird case, bro. He got a weird case.
No, I'm gonna get to Rudius. So when you get to world building, when you get to power system, when you get to side characters, when you get to storylines and like how they deal with trauma, stuff like that, all of it clears the board. But it's just that one caveat where it's like, yo, why are you doing the most? And that's usually through Rudius, and it's usually because of the author. And like what I basically explained to Random was like, yo, imagine like we all know everything that R. Kelly did, and like how R. Kelly has like some of the great. So
imagine your favorite character getting compared to R. Kelly. Wow.
I'm gonna get there. So imagine like some of R. Kelly's biggest hits, but like let's just say like a few of the verses.
I'm done, Random. I'm done. I'll troll it out.
Yeah, imagine like if R. Kelly, like some of his biggest hits, like some of his verses have like some of this. He's talking about some of the stuff that he's locked up for. That ruins the song. That ruins the product. And like that's my problem with Mushoku Tensei. It's like, yo, you have this great product, but then you ruin it with all this Rudy's pervy bullshit. Like you ruin, like there's so many different ways. So like you can not even like the way that he ruins the story with the perv shit is like it's almost. I feel like it's like a literature crime. It really is, because I can never recommend Jobless Reincarnation to anybody because of all the shit that he puts in it. All the great storylines, the way that they handle trauma and everything is beautifully written. But then right after all that beautiful writing, there's some weird ass pervy shit. For what? So it's like,
Lonnie,
look what Danielle just said. Lonnie, look what Danielle just said. What was we just talking about yesterday, bro?
Your most said, oh yeah, me and J Rock got some stuff cooking for that. We got some stuff cooking for that.
The
But-
toxic voices coming together.
But
bro.
Ty's an artist, maybe he can go into it. I feel that like when people create art, they draw it from places of themselves. So when I see like this guy doing great world building, great story stuff, and then he's just doing random ass pervy shit, that's from him. That's also from his
Hey,
mind. That's also like
can you
from his
name
expression.
can you name the recent thing that he tried to do? You know, so we have all the information on the table. You know what I'm saying?
I got it.
Information is very important, right? So can you tell us the
Lonnie, I
recent thing
got
he
it.
tried to
And
do?
this is so he's rewriting it right now because the fans literally he said he didn't like it, but a lot of fans also really came at him. So one of his sisters ends up getting with one of his kids, and I fucking can't support that. And I can't support that at all.
Miles, I need your face on screen. Miles, I need that face.
Because you know I'm making a face. The face is gone.
Yeah, but
So
it's like,
this-
why do that? Why do that? Like, why
this
put that
is-
in your story? Unless
and
that's stuff that you like and that's stuff that you connect with. Why would you put that in your story? For what?
Lonnie, I completely agree. Lonnie,
Yeah, oh
we
God.
by the way, this whole
Bro got a
conversation we're
weird-
having is going to come out
Bro got a weird
tomorrow. We damn near talked about it for 35 minutes, and this is one of the main reasons why, even though I'm a fan, and let the record state that I did not bring up Mushoku Tensei this time. Lonnie did, right? But
Facts.
there are and we even talked about when we did that little thinking exercise. The story of Rudius is great. It really is. The problem is when you want to make, and Ty, maybe since you're writing this, when you want to make a character go through trauma, there is possibly a line you shouldn't cross. Now, there's a lot of misinformation about Rudius, but the author caused that misinformation to happen. People call him a P word. Is he technically, if you want to go by the letter of the law? No, but
Yes.
he is. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. If you want to go by the letter of the law, he technically isn't, but we know he is because we've seen his actions. He was never called, but we've seen his actions. But then after that, when
Wait, what?
Ty had to battle the
faster.
miscommunication about when Sophie and him almost took a bath together, when people said that he was trying to groom Sophie, when none of that happened. Like, as a fan of this show, I am tired of defending it like this, because there's no reason for you to do as many dumb things, or as many, I call it anime bullshit, y'all call it whatever you want, to harm your story this well. I don't, like Lonnie, I don't recommend it anymore. If somebody wants to talk about it, and I always fight back against the misinformation. But when you do that, and I read the chapter, and I read the part where I said it, because I want to support. But when I saw that, I threw the damn book away. Because how can I recommend this? This is a side story, especially in a slice of life kind of side story. And then you add this thing, and it not only ruins both characters. It's like, how are you gonna you want this to be successful? How are you gonna put this up in the West where you know that's different and think that that's gonna sell? I said it before.
It's not that's like, because some things are just
doesn't make
completely
sense.
unnecessary.
Keep
Like the
going
way
that
he gets kicked out the house random. If he was just playing video games or watching TV, he goes through the same exact action. The way he gets kicked out, and then isekai, he goes, but no, he's doing what he's doing. When he has when he has like a altar for Roxy or whatever, it could literally just be like a doll. Why is it her panties? Like, it's like so many different things. It's like, why is this necessary for the story when there's clearly just a basic option? Like, it doesn't make sense to like write. It's just frustrating as like a reader, and like as someone that like critiques manga and anime, where it's like, oh, you have like great storytelling, you have great side characters, you have great stories, and like how to deal with trauma, like the journeys of all that. Like, there was in season 2 when he deals with his sister's trauma of getting, and he's thinking that she's getting bullied, and like they're like the parallels of everything he's going to. That was one of the most beautifully written things I've seen in like the past 2-3 years. But then next chapter, he's doing perfect shit. So it's like, yo, what the hell? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's like, to me, it's like a lyrical. It's I don't know. I don't have words for it.
So
It's just
Santo-
bullshit. It's bullshit to me.
To try to answer your question, we've seen that plenty of times where authors try to push the line. What Game of
But
Thrones?
this is different. You can tell the energy with this is different. He's not pushing. This is something that you know, this just brings the author joy and stuff. If he gets rated, we all know what they're probably gonna find.
And where I go is the author's second story, which is basically I haven't read the story, but I just read the synopsis. It's a fantasy world where humans are fighting orcs, and a human princess is captured by the orcs, and he doesn't show it. But Riddell, I'm never gonna read that story. Nigga, you can write.
What is with this dude, bro?
That's what I'm saying. Like the dude can legitimately write, but he goes out of his way to sabotage himself all the time. And Lonnie, if that day ever happens where he gets rated and he gets fine stuff, I'm legitimately gonna have to throw Mushoku Tensei away and come on here and apologize for how much I've talked about it. Like,
well, honest question, random. Like, what percentage, like on a scale like 1 to 10, what percentage do you think that they would find something? Like, how confident are you that they would find something bad?
I'm gonna be. I don't look.
Just give me a number. Give me a number.
What's going on, gang?
I'm at an 8. I'm at an 8.
Look, my only thing is, look, I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna be quiet. When it comes to that stuff, there's just a line, and maybe Ty could answer that question because he's literally writing a manga. There's just a line you shouldn't cross, and maybe you can cross it once. I don't know how people love Game of Thrones, even though, you know, 2 of the characters do another thing, but he repeatedly crosses over that line, and it shows how great of he is, in my opinion, that he is as a writer, that he keeps bringing me back every time he crosses that line, because he's just that good. But even when I'm going through volume 12 and I'm like, bruh, just give me a fucking break and write the story.
Yeah, so if you guys want a good isekai to read, the beginning after then, because it doesn't have any of that shit, but it's
Slime. Tune in. Season 4 has been cooking.
It's season 3 right now. Season 3. Ken 3005. A good slice of life. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. You can never go wrong with that. Kaguya-sama is great. I'm always gonna big up Toradora. There's plenty, but start with those 3: Kaguya-sama, Toradora, and Rascal Does Not Dream
Love
of
is
Bunny
War.
Girl Senpai.
Oh, but Santo had a question for Ty.
What's up?
What's your perspective? Oh, before that, what's your perspective on the whole Mushoku Tensei thing?
You talking about the part where he puts problematic things in his story?
Yeah, and to the degrees and like like how sometimes it's like completely unnecessary.
I don't think it's that complicated. I just think he's weird. Straight up.
W Ty. There we go.
No. And I'm saying that because as someone that's writing a story, you put what you know. Here's the thing: you can put bad things in your story. So, for example, like if I write in my story somebody getting killed, doesn't mean I'm a murderer, right? That doesn't mean that. However, some of the stuff is, if I was putting unnecessary death in my story, like Randy, my main kids walked down to stab somebody, and I just keep pretending the story going, you'd be like, okay, Ty's a little weird, right? If it just was so unnecessary. Now, obviously, like if Kishimoto writes someone getting killed, like I don't know, like a random like Jirai getting killed, doesn't mean that Kishimoto believes murder is good. But if Naruto woke up one day, stabbed somebody, kept walking like nothing happened, you'd be like, Kishimoto's a weirdo for that. So I think that when it comes to the unnecessary aspect of it, I just think the author is just weird. Like I'm gonna say this one last thing. And for me personally, it can be a turnoff. But I feel like if an author is weird, but they don't put in their story, I can separate the art from the artist. If you put it in your art, then I judge the art. But if you don't put that weird stuff in your art, I can look at the fact, for example, Oda supported the Kenshin author. I don't think Oda's a good person. I actually think Oda, I don't want to get too deep in this. He has some problematic character designs. I'll leave it at that. And I think that it's very, I as a person, I don't think Oda's a good guy. I don't. But I love One Piece, and I'm fine with that. I don't think that Oda being what I think he is impacts my enjoyment of One Piece. I still love One Piece.
I'm the same way, but
Oda's called himself an asshole. So
yeah, I'm the same way as Ty, but I'm not going to sit here and say I do not show that I do not find frustration sometimes when I'm reading the story. So I'm just like, God.
Yeah, like, and I think so. For me, it depends on the severity. Like if it's like so severe that it's like Jesus, almost every scene is like. I think I also do think that the greater writer you are, the bit of the high. Like for example, Miura, crazy stuff in Berserk. He's such a great writer that your tolerance level is higher.
But that's the biggest thing is like when these tropes, when these deem negative things are happening in these stories. Do they happen for a reason is the biggest point out of all of it. Just because it's happening doesn't mean some like external thing regarding the artist. No, maybe this is happening to tell the bigger story. But when it comes to Mushoku Tensei, when you got some random girl, you know, doing some satisfactory actions on herself for no reason, I'm like, this doesn't push.
You making faces. You don't even know.
Wait, hold on.
This doesn't
Bro,
push the
it don't
narrative
matter, bro.
forward.
Listen, I do feel like, because honestly, I feel some of the ways with Berserk. Like, I know y'all love Berserk, but I do think in some ways, like, that trying to be edgy is cool, but I do think they take trying to be edgy to the extreme. Like, and I think we could admit that about some certain things.
I agree. I
Like
think
sometimes trying to be edgy, you doing too much, and we could say that. Like,
I at the very least give
Rudy's got a weird case
for what you said, J-Rob. I at the very least give credence if you're doing stuff that I think is too far, because I do like when I tried, I couldn't read Goblin Slayer because I'm like, that's just too much for me. But I see what you're trying to do. I at the very least give credence that this is what you're trying to do with your story versus just throwing just weird, nasty, creepy, unnecessary things just to do it without any story progression for it.
right?
And
I think if you do that, that's a problem.
And I do think that Berserk has some of that unnecessariness to it, though. Some of it is unnecessary.
Come on,
Like,
not all
I can't remember off the top of my head because
I think it's a little too edgy.
I think some of it is
the horse. We can start with the horse.
It's not even just that. Like think about. I don't want to get too explicit, but right, you remember that scene with Shirake where she was next to Guts, and like that scene was just unnecessary. Like it didn't. And I think that's because Mira was a weird man, straight up. He was just a weird dude. So, and I think that is not. That the story would have been better without it, but again, your tolerant level is higher depending on how quality the story is.
Like, don't
if it's
get me wrong,
quality enough.
My bad. No,
I was saying if it's quality enough, you could overlook, because like again, I don't like some of the designs in One Piece. They're very, some of them are like I think Oda's a brilliant artist, but some of the design for some certain characters is very problematic. Very now. If I saw it too much, I couldn't read it. But it's not enough for me to drop it. So
as somebody who is currently reading the Dune series, I mean, either Frank Herbert was off the greatest shrooms, the greatest psychedelic and hallucinogen you could offer in terms of drugs, or his imagination is geeked out. So I definitely understand where you come from about like the artist and the art and the author of these stories.
For sure. Shout out Ken. He sent a $2 super chat. Better character, Naruto or Luffy? We'll have everybody answer and then we'll start wrapping it up.
I got Luffy by like slightly.
Same. I prefer Naruto, if that makes sense, but Luffy is a better character.
I think they're almost equal as for character. Right
Yeah,
now.
I love Naruto to death. I hate having to even pick between the two. I'd probably say Luffy, but like this is like hard. Like it's 98 versus 99 because Naruto is really my dog. Like Naruto is the reason why I got to Luffy. So
fair enough. Miles, you here?
Yeah, I got Luffy. I think they're both really good though.
Okay. For me, I personally got Naruto. I think Luffy's really good. I personally value character development a lot, and seeing Naruto's journey from when he was a child to when he grows up to become Hokage is something that I think is obviously really strong. We all know it's very well written. So that's what I value. So I'm gonna pick Naruto for this one. But obviously, Luffy's great. We all know this. But I think that is all we got for today. I think we covered a lot of things. Another great episode per usual. Appreciate everybody who stopped by, of course, to come support the channel. As always, you guys can become a member. Just join up, become a Shikai member, and you guys will get shouted out. You guys can be priority replies, all that good stuff. So do that if you want to support the channel. Of course, if you guys want to send a donation when we're off stream, you guys can send it to me via Cash App. Or you can guys, or if you guys want to just follow any of our links, you guys can go to our link tree over here, of course, to check out information, join our Discord, check out all our individual socials, check out Ty's Manga Hustle, all that good stuff, of course.
Hop back, please.
And one quick announcement, Riddle. On the 14th, me, Random, Santo, and Moon Peaches are doing a Slice of Life romance special. So make sure y'all check it out. Tell your girls all that, and yeah, it's gonna get interesting because Random has some beef with some Slice of Lives, which I think is a first.
Yeah, man. If you're ready to
Don't
get
like-
in
I
your
just don't like
feelings,
one of them
tune
in
in.
particular. I think it's overrated, but that's just me.
Yeah, man.
Last thing, Random, stomp on the world.
Nah. I will say this. Make sure that you peep tomorrow my conversation with Lonnie and Santo about, just why Mushoku Tensei will never reach the heights it probably could reach. Is
When I pop off.
Yeah, I'm right there with him. And then obviously my Mushoku Tensei episode reviews every Sunday. We're dropping them, but also obviously more content coming soon.
All right, so appreciate y'all, and of course, if you guys don't know how to do the standard like, subscribe, all that good stuff, I'll help you out. Make sure you guys do this right here. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're aiming for 5,000 subscribers, and ping that notification bell so you never miss any bit of content that we make. And you're here for the podcast episodes every Tuesday, 9 p.m. EST. Also, leave us down a comment. We'll make sure to reply to every single one of your comments moving forward. If you have a question, we may even answer that question for a future podcast episode. And of course, make sure you guys rate the podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Leave a review. Give us your thoughts. And again, we'll make sure to shout you out on a future episode. So we appreciate you. And back to the craziness that is probably going on the BSS. All right, with that said, appreciate everybody who stopped by. Tune in next Tuesday, 9 p.m. EST for another episode of the Black Sensei Society. We'll do a tournament bracket talking about like inner demons and inner spirits. That will be the topic for that day, of course. So with that said, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Take care and peace.